from the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Welcome in. Oh, man. I was late to work today.
I'll welcome you in.
Why was I late to work, you might ask? Normally when I'm late to work, it's because I'm a moron, because I forget something at my house or...
Well, the moron goes daily, so most things happen to you.
Correct.
We didn't need to hear that out.
I'm like, oh, I forgot my laptop. Oh, I forgot my cell phone, whatever. I got to go back and grab it. Today, I'm late because I got drunk last night and hit snooze too many times. Yeah.
How many?
11.
Wow.
I had 11 beers last night. That's the exact amount.
Jeez.
Yeah. You ever done that?
When was your last? No. When was your last beer?
I don't know.
Like an hour ago.
I don't know. So here's what
They were weird beers too.
This is one of these things.
Oh yeah, it's not like they're Miller Lite or anything like that. No.
Here's what I'm gonna have to do.
I have very little pity for you.
Here's what I'm gonna have to do. My wife, when did she text me goodnight?
You drunk texted her, of course, right?
No.
Oh yeah, you don't want to stir that hornet's nest.
What I didn't do is tell her goodnight, which I'm usually good about that. So what I'm gonna have to do today is say, babe, I typed it out and I just didn't hit send. It's sitting there, and I'm sorry. I said goodnight, and I was totally responsible last night. But here I am. Here I sit.
Still pushing through.
And look what we've already had today. Benny's Tacos, way. Órale! Órale!
Those were good.
This was delicioso.
¿Qué onda, Robert? Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning to you.
Good. It's been a long week. I'm ready for the weekend.
You know what? Take the next 2 days off.
We don't get Monday, so we'll be back on Monday.
I want you to take the next 2 days to rest.
You do? Unfortunately,
recover.
you don't have enough sway to get that. So
No. You do it. You do it. Today, tomorrow, and the next day. You take them off.
So take Saturday and Sunday?
Yes.
Thanks for
Don't tell me how much sway I don't have.
Yeah, you get it. You know what? I think you've got enough power, as do I, to grant everybody the weekend off.
Not everybody.
No, I want everybody to have the weekend off. Air traffic controllers, cops,
bartenders,
doctors, bartenders.
Oh,
I want no one working.
Oh, that's a bold statement. Bold strategy.
I don't want anybody
Cotton.
working. I don't want to work.
No, I'm not going to
want
work.
anybody else to have to work.
I refuse, quite frankly.
It's a weird weekend. We're in that nether region of. It's about to get cold. It's supposed to get cold sometime on
over the
Saturday.
weekend. What the hell's going on?
Well, it's supposed to. The Nordic blast hits us like Tuesday when we don't even get over freezing.
Yeah,
so.
Yesterday was awesome. Even last night, I didn't wear I wore a short sleeve shirt all day yesterday.
Yesterday was gorgeous,
and it was lovely. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, it's going to be like there's a chance of snow on Monday."
Well, it's actually going to be Monday night into Tuesday is the real worry, and the time it blows in kind of matters because we got a weekend, but it's going to hit. So I don't know how to handle the weekend. I don't know if I should schedule anything on Saturday. All the bills are coming in for Christmas.
Oh, no.
I got a call from my accountant. We got tax stuff to do.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? I think everybody's like, bah.
I think what I'm going to do on Saturday, I'm going to sit around, watch football all day, and then watch fights all night. That's my game plan for Saturday.
Sounds like a plan.
That's a good plan.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be doing some kind of date. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's what? You have anything planned this weekend?
I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
So it's not your job?
Well, it is my job. I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm being surly about it. I'm going to find something.
Take her to go see Nosferatu.
See, the movie doesn't count.
Nosferatu will get her all hyped up and sexed up.
No, that wouldn't have done it.
She'll look at you like you're the Nosferatu.
That's exactly how she looks at me most of the time.
Yes, she'll say, Rob, I want you to shave your beard and only have a mustache.
So I don't know what to do this weekend. Because we got this imminent front it's put on. Any suggestions would help.
Take her to Austin.
We did the Los Maples. Well, see, I'm trying to stay out of Austin this weekend. My brother and sister-in-law are moving. My sister and brother-in-law would be a better way. And they're moving.
Oh, you don't want to help move?
If I'm in Austin, I'll end up carrying a couch. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
screw that.
So I don't know what I'm going to be doing.
I've got something romantic.
Oh, I've got the perfect plan. Take her to Lost Maples.
Well, see, I've done that. I did that.
Yeah, big deal. Take her again.
So
did she have fun?
There's this place up in Wimberley that
don't use up Wimberley
called
yet.
Spyglass. Have you ever heard of Spyglass?
Save that for
Spyglass sounds like a golf course.
Well, it is a golf course, but I don't think this place is some kind of spa.
But a couples massage. A couples massage.
But it's not like yurts, but it's some kind of unique cabin thing.
A couples massage, Rob.
I've done that. It's no.
No. But what you need to do is you need to have a woman massage you and a man massage her.
See, no, I don't.
And in the same room.
Do you like massages? Are you a massage guy?
Oh, I love a good massage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ticklish.
Oh, well, so the massages I have aren't
that's awesome.
Like the only times I've ever had massages was when I was fighting. These were not.
Well, no, I've had those.
Yeah,
that's not
like
a massage.
These were necessity massages.
Yeah, that's physical therapy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole different thing.
There ain't nothing ticklish about those.
But a massage, I can't get through a massage, man.
Really?
No matter man hands, woman hands.
Yeah, I've never had
I laugh the whole time.
I've never had a pleasure massage.
I don't want to laugh. I'm trying to be professional.
Yeah.
But there's nowhere on my body that if you touch that doesn't make me laugh. So the whole time
what about your wife?
I'm either
Is she
laughing
ticklish?
or farting. My wife's down. She enjoys it. But
Okay.
I'm
There's nothing worse than farting during a couple
I'm
massage.
Not a pleasure to massage anyway.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older, God forbid. So no, couples massage is not the.
That's off the table. All right.
That's not going to happen.
It was worth a try.
I don't know. What would you do with your wife this weekend if you had an unlimited Thompson budget?
Yeah.
Probably go do something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Couples massage, really?
Yeah. Are you kidding? My back hurts. I'm getting older, and I need all the help.
Your back hurts from carrying us.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's
Maybe
probably it.
But I want you to take the next 2 days off too, Vic.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
What are you going to do? You going to come in and work?
Yeah, I'll work. I'll
work from home?
I'll make sure things don't fall
I'm
apart
going
here.
to do as the kids call telecommute.
I'll make sure things don't fall apart here. But you guys, I want you to rest and relax.
Hey, how's your mic, by the way?
Oh, yeah. I had Halen come in here.
Look at that solid.
Oh, firm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that.
Yeah.
No wiggle.
Oh, you guys, you shouldn't have.
No, that wasn't us.
Yeah.
Halen could not figure out our resident engineer.
Yeah. He was
He
trying
looked
to
at that like, I don't know how the hell he managed to do this.
First of all, I didn't.
No, we told him it was Minix, but he looked at it like, I don't even know how this got loose.
As Rob said, like, how's your mic? Like, I don't know until I move it. But when, like, because Jason is like he's like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. He's got to have it in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Now me, it's here. It's on a stick. I don't need to move it.
I like the feel of it in my hand. I'm gonna do this from now on.
I like control. I'm good at what you call mic control. I keep my face near where the microphone is. Jason has to move the microphone with his face. And he's a mover and shaker, if you will.
Dean Martin on this thing.
But also, I think part of it is Jason has to adjust everything in here after he comes in because I'm a normal sized person and he's a tiny.
What was that?
Look at Rob. He's all intimate with his mic.
I've got my mic.
I said I'm a normal sized person, and Jason's a tiny.
Turn the lights down in here.
So that's why when I get in, my seat is lifted all the way to the ceiling.
I know, me too, with Pledge.
And I think actually, because Reinagel, I know there's no way he sits in the stool that I'm in, elevated all the way to the top.
No.
So I think it's that the pneumatic pushes the chair up overnight. Because I can't imagine that Reinagel sits at this thing fully extended. I can't imagine.
How tall is Ryan Eagle?
Rob, here's what I'm telling you. This.
Well, I imagine Jason might have it down, but I get here every day too, and mine's all the way up.
Now that's
You're
possible.
going to tell me that Ryan Eagle sits like this?
Because your chair is like a poverty chair.
Yeah, that's the.
You didn't want the chairs that are in
Oh,
here
that's
because
right.
they hurt you.
Yeah, mine had to go lower, but I think mine actually goes higher as well.
Look, Rob, these chairs are the
that's
exact
right. You're in
same.
a different chair.
These are the exact. Yeah, your
Mine,
chair
I
is.
think, just is old and it will
Yes.
expand over
Yours
time.
is
I'm gonna
cheap.
sit like this from now on.
Well, I'm not. I'm like minutes. I'm not going to let you be bigger than me.
Look at that.
So now we'll do the show as giants.
There you go. The mountain.
I don't like this. I could prop my belly up on the desk.
But the problem is,
I got a little shelf
Oh,
here.
yeah.
oh,
Let
your,
me belly up to the
your
bar.
belly. What about your scrot? That's what I
Well,
can
my
put up
scrot's
here.
still touching the floor. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
are.
still,
You're,
it's still tucked into the sock. if
you're
you know
very
what I'm
elderly. I
talking
forget about that. Yeah. So I drank 11 beers last night. I showed up late for work, so I had to buy tacos today.
Here,
but
here.
Made
Here,
it
here.
just in time.
Here, here.
Yeah.
Here,
buddy.
here.
That's them's the rules, which Rob explained to me the first time I was late for
Tell
work.
ya, you got to set them start early when they're new to town. You got to learn the customs.
And it's a good
Yeah.
rule
It
because
is a good rule.
you know you feel bad about being late, and then you buy everybody tacos, and you don't feel bad anymore.
No, everybody's
don't
happy
feel
to
bad
see
anymore.
you. In fact, they're
No.
happy when you're late again.
Now, if I have a bad show today,
It's not possible, AJ.
No.
well,
No, you can't do that.
guys, once I had a bad show. One time I did. So it's possible. It's rare, but it's
I've
possible.
never had one, so we're all right.
No, you have. You've had them in the last week.
All right, partner.
Do you remember Monday? Like, bro.
No, actually, I don't.
Oh, that's why.
So,
I got to get back. I can't sit up that tall. It's crazy.
I
What-
know,
what-
right?
what's
That's
that
how
down
Minute
there?
sits every day.
It's
It's
like a bar
crazy.
stool.
It's crazy. Who can sit like that? It's insane.
that was
I
kind of
know.
fun.
Pledge does the same thing. I come in, it's all the way high.
The,
Come on.
the afternoon show is a bunch of they're a bunch of smalls.
Well, they're never here, number
That's
one.
true.
So they don't know how to act when they're
Hey, we're all
inside.
over 6 feet, right?
How did they manage to
Yeah.
get Manu yesterday? So Manu just playing pickleball behind him? And I have
No
so many
way.
concerns about Manu and pickleball. I don't like the sound of that.
What don't you like?
I don't know. I just don't like.
Well, he's got nothing to do.
Well, you can do something better than pickleball.
You've never even
Well,
played pickleball.
It is. It's a cult.
You've never played
I
it.
haven't because it's a cult. I'm afraid that I'll play, and next thing you know, I'll
Oh,
come to
you'll-
work with a headband and start screaming, "Get out of my kitchen!" and all kinds of weird things. I view it as a cult. My thoughts on this are well documented.
Manu's probably like a better version of me, who is like, I'm gonna go in. I've always been I've always had pretty good athletic prowess. Other than golf, I'm pretty good at games and sporting things. And my son was like, "Oh, I've been playing pickleball every day," and I said, "Oh yeah, well, how about I show up day one and beat your ass at it like that?" And
Nice.
And
Yeah.
of course, that's what I did because that's.
That's what you do.
Well,
But
he's
now-
in 7th grade. or
No,
sixth.
I'm talking about my big son.
Oh, the older one.
the biggin, who's bigger and
He's taller
strong.
than you,
Oh
isn't he?
yeah, he's a damn near a grown
He
man.
couldn't beat you in pickleball.
No, Rob, I'm telling you, I'm an elite
Oh.
athletic specimen.
All right.
Yeah. That
Go on,
drank
hero.
11 beers.
Yeah.
Go on, hero.
Well,
You're the guy that I'm sitting at the bar and go, when I played ball, I was pretty good from 18 feet. Oh, go on, hero.
yeah.
All right, boss.
Now, would he beat me this morning? Probably.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Shoot.
I give up.
Would he have beat me last night?
Yeah.
I give him a good shot.
2 out of 3.
But Manu is not to take anything away from me, but Manu's a world-class athlete who probably just craps on people when he plays pickleball.
Well, I think pickleball's the great equalizer. though.
No, it's not. No,
it
it's
just
not.
seems to me that everybody, the non-athletes I know that play, they're playing pickleball.
Now,
and I'm like,
non-athletes can play, but if you're athletic, you've got a big edge.
I can tell you I'm never going to know.
You're going to know. I bet you do.
I'm never going to play pickleball
Why?
because I don't want to.
Oh,
I would
Get sucked in.
Now, when my family gets here, my wife and I are going to invite you and Kelly to come play pickleball with
play
us.
pickleball.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to see that.
And you know what I'm going to do?
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, the hell you won't. Because Rob's his resolution is to do something every weekend. And when my wife gets here in like May or June, I'm going to say, Rob, let's go play pickleball this weekend, a double date of pickleball. And you're going to go, I'm not going to do that. And then you're going to go, oh, wait, I don't have any idea. You're on weekend 2 and you don't have any ideas. You're going to for sure be like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
How many people are on the listening now?
I don't have the computer up.
I mean, did you forget your computer?
No, it's over here. I just haven't set it up yet.
I mean, I'm really curious because anybody I know that goes once is hooked.
I've played pickleball about 5 times ever.
And you went back?
Yeah. But I also I've lived here since May and I've played 0 pickleball. It's not like I'm look on Facebook looking for a pickleball group.
But like my kids, suddenly they're like, yeah, we play pickleball. What? I mean, and then next thing I know, they've got paddles and.
Oh yeah, my son has his own paddles.
God.
It is the air fryer of sports.
And I'm telling you, my son is a pretty high level athlete, and I think he likes pickleball more than baseball. It's quite possible if he can get a scholarship for pickleball. I think he's interested.
That's great.
It is the air fryer of sports.
Or he's going to be like, Coach, I'll come to your university, but I'm going to play both sports. I'm going to play baseball and pickleball.
Yeah.
And you ain't going to stop me. I'm going to be the Bo Jackson.
What? There was a game before
of
pickleball.
Cal Baptist University.
And golf.
No, there was what's it called? Slam ball? Spikeball?
Oh, my son is also very into spikeball.
Now, that's where I see all the guys playing in the park. That looks like fun. That looks like a pleasant diversion. I wouldn't call that a sport.
No, it's not a sport. But again, when I played baseball or I played spikeball with Jake and his friends, and the way they play is
like tackle spikeball.
It's intense, man. And they're they're diving for things.
I've seen them play. It's a nice diversion. I don't know how I'd quantify it.
They don't slow down. They don't slow down, and that one's tough for me. That's an ACL waiting to happen for me, quite frankly. If I'm going to be a serious spike baller, but pickleball, I
don't think you can be a serious spike baller.
The hell you can't.
That's
they got it on ESPN, bro.
Well, they have.
These dudes are serious.
Slide climbing too. They have They have Ocho sport. Okay. It's a nice diversion, but it's not a sport. I've also seen that weird ping pong with your feet on ESPN.
What?
You seen that?
No,
yeah, go check that out. It's like a cross between volleyball and ping pong.
Have I seen that?
And you call that's a pleasant diversion. It's not a sport.
Ping pong with feet. Not only have I seen it, I've
I don't even want to know where this is going. What are you?
Spike it, honey. Oh God, that is such a sexy sport. Oh,
ping pong?
Ping pong with feet only.
Yeah.
Try to keep my bennies down.
Yeah.
Oh, serve it with that, serve it with that big toe, girl. Ooh. The worst is though when you're mid coitus as you're going, and then it shows the face and it's a man, and you're like, oh, that was a man the whole time. You got me.
What are you talking about?
Feet ping pong.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Are we talking about a different
sport? You Googled the wrong sport.
Ping pong.
What's the deal with a dude? How did a dude get involved with your feet ping pong?
Well, because usually they only show the feet, and that's very sexy to me. But then they did a wide shot.
Show the feet of what?
The ping pong players.
Yeah. Rob suggested.
Your hashtag and your porn page goes a lot deeper than mine. Let's just leave it there. You've got like 9 hashtags.
Rob's never used foot pornography. Okay, Rob.
So you're talking about like foot porn.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
I was trying to figure out what you were talking about. So like a very specific foot porn? No, I'm not down with that. I'm not sexy Rexy. I'm not Rexy. I'm not down with that.
What about?
I don't need that.
What about the specific kind of pornography where women are stuck in dishwashers?
Well, I mean, that's I'm
or
sure
their arm
is
stuck in the garbage disposal and they can't get out.
I'm sure there's a lot of plumbers and repairmen that have that particular dream.
And then they say, "I'll help you, man.
I'll help you. I'm here to help." So yeah, then pizza guys, I get it. But
yeah,
I'm not down to the feet. Because it would require feet of a size that I don't find all that attractive. And toes long enough to... No, I don't want to see that. It'd be like a monkey. I don't want that.
My wife wears a size 16 shoe. She's like Peggy Hill.
But, I was going to say.
But it's all toes. She has heel and toes. There's no foot.
She's got to drive to Amarillo to get her shoes. My wife actually does have really big feet.
My sister wears a big size. She was young in high school, and we were going skiing, and the ski instructor, when they were getting the skis to get rented, turned to her and says, "You sure you need skis?"
Oh man!
Oh,
my wife's
death blow.
My wife's very sensitive about it too.
So was my sister. It was like a death blow. I watched my sister just melt. Like,
he noticed.
Skis, you giant letter L.
Got some big old flippers, don't you?
My wife can swim fast too, can't you?
Of Scottish descent, and I think those Scots are
big-footed people.
They're built for
the
it.
McGregor clan. We're huge-feeted people.
They're the McPherson clan.
See the size of our socks.
The McPhersons, they've all got the big feet. All right, we're
Chunkla's a canoe.
Yeah, we're behind already.
We're behind. Oh man. Hey friends, it's an NFL weekend.
Yeah.
We got some foosball to talk. We'll do that. Foosball is the devil. We'll talk that anyway, even though it is the devil, because there's too many games to not talk about it. So we'll do that. It's
foot porn.
Rob's judging.
I'm not judging. I'm just trying to figure out how.
He's doing the Rex Ryan.
I'm going to tell you about my day yesterday when we come back. It's Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. For the most part, as you head out and about, we are in good shape. All our major freeway systems are looking good. 410 southbound, the on-ramp from 151. Now, that is a stall. It's blocking the right lane of the on-ramp. Again, that's 410 southbound, the on-ramp from 151, west side of town. They did pick up that road work, 1604 westbound, 281 to Stone Oak Parkway, so traffic now flowing freely through the area. And on 35 upper level, southbound, that connector to westbound I-10, that connector ramp has the road rate reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
On Super Sunday, you could be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at PorkRinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at PorkRinds.com.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Paramount Plus is your streaming home for the NFL playoffs on CBS. This weekend in the divisional round presented by Intuit TurboTax, Josh Allen and the Bills host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens for a spot in the AFC Championship. Sunday at 6:30 Eastern, streaming live on Paramount Plus.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Joe here. Join us at Roundtable Pizza Stone Oak this afternoon from 2 to 6. They've got unbeatable pizza specials, happy hour deals, and the perfect setup to catch all the action. Bring the crew and grab a slice. See you at Roundtable Pizza in Stone Oak.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now, sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline, no waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are live at Roundtable Pizza in Stone Oak and previewing a big football weekend.
It is. It's a football Friday with 4 big playoff games that are going to be good, like Baltimore and Buffalo.
That's going to be a dandy. Plus, the Spurs get a chance to get some revenge against the Grizz.
Live at Roundtable Pizza, 281 in Stone Oak.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I can't see what I'm doing.
Is this the better version?
I don't know. What's the bad version?
The first one?
The original, yeah.
I like this version.
Wait, is there a new version?
No, this is the second version.
What's the original?
I don't know who did the original.
So, Vic, who is this then?
This is Van Halen.
Okay.
Van Halen, yeah.
But there was Van Halen. There was a new one, or there was one before Van Halen.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember it. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Who is it?
I don't know. I'm rapidly searching. If I had. Oh, it's the Kinks.
There we go.
Yeah, the Kinks did it first.
Oh, I think I knew that. Yeah.
This is a better version.
Yeah, I agree. Yesterday I went on a house search.
Oh, how'd that go?
It's both fun and I'm glad I'm not doing it, but I'm kind of envious because it's always fun to kind of chart a new path. But I'm glad I'm not having to do it. You know.
I went to one house that I've been trying to get into and see for some time, and it is very much. I think, Vic, was it you who told me that the Mexican man aspires to live the life of a rich man in Matamoros? Was it you who said that?
No, it wasn't me.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Somebody was like, the typical
Aspire
Mexican, they aspire to live like a rich man in Matamoros.
A rich man in Matamoros.
I went to a house that
You don't have to make much for that.
I went to a house that is like, it looked like someone who. Do you remember Lalo's house when it got broken into at the end of Breaking Bad?
So lots of saltillo tile and.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I like it. That's nothing wrong with that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
But it looks like a cartel member lives there. That was the very first house I saw yesterday.
Really?
The ceilings were painted. The tiles had scorpions engraved into them.
I think you were in a cartel member's house.
It's quite possible.
I bet there's a safe room. I bet there's a room with stuff in it.
There's a room that
you got to check the walls.
There's a room.
You got the scanners.
The closet was about the size of this studio, and there was one wall of it that was dedicated to cowboy hat storage. This dude had about 40 cowboy hats, all in their own little cubbies. And there's a sink in the closet.
Was there any safe?
I'm kind of.
Was there any safes underneath, like on the floor or something?
There was a safe on the floor.
Aha!
There was a safe on the floor. So, this is...
well, it's secure.
Now, the weird part about this is I hate it. I hate looking at houses when the people are home.
Oh, gosh, no, I don't do that.
He was home.
No, I won't go in. I wouldn't do that.
Now, this property...
Was he Mexican?
Oh, yes. And it's about 4 acres. It's a good-sized property. And this guy was like, he let us in, and it's gated. He couldn't find the remote at first to open the gate to let us in. And then he finally did. Okay. And this guy's like, you guys don't mind if I stay here while you know? And I'm like, dude, what do you say?
Well, I don't want to see him. You're not walking around with me.
No. But what he is doing is sitting in the living room in a recliner with his tiny dog, his perrito, on his lap.
Oh, yeah.
No. No.
Oh, my God. Violent snoring. Violent.
How old was he?
Like, probably in his 60s.
Okay.
Very, very gordo. Muy gordo.
Oh, yeah. Tortilla man.
So, no. There's a no on that one.
I don't think I could listen, this house is very nice.
Does that have a pool?
There's a pool.
Okay.
Now, what the problem is, this guy lives alone, you can tell. And this property is too much for him to handle as a giant fat person with sleep apnea.
And a small dog.
It's in disrepair. Like, it needs a lot of TLC. It's got a giant workshop, like it's got one of those workshops, like if you owned an Abrams tank, you could drive it in there and work on it.
So far, I'm not hearing anything wrong with this place.
Well,
other
Rob,
than the need for a little TLC.
I don't know about your wife. My wife hates when there's scorpions etched into the tile.
Every house has its foibles.
The bedroom is round.
Okay. Round?
So there's not a flat wall in the bedroom. It
looks like the Oval Office.
So did this dude build the house? He's the one that
had to have.
I didn't. If you're gonna walk around, you're gonna be there. I'm gonna wake you up. Like, dude, why is there a sink in the closet?
It's a good question.
Hey, man, wake up.
What's up with these scorpions, bro?
The scorpions, man.
Does he have a shooting range on the property or no? Where is this? How
there's
far
room
is
for one. It's in Lavernia.
Ah, see?
Lavernia.
The cartel matchup is getting more and more possible.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's starting to add up.
You're down in the land of those that do. I'll tell you that.
I'm telling you. It was an adventure for certain. And there was one shed
that you weren't allowed to go into.
Dude, you talk about a padlock on this thing. I'm talking about if you had bolt cutters, you still weren't getting into it. Like you
I
would
know
need
what kind of lock you're talking about.
Like the padlock was like twice as thick as your thumb. Like you don't even. I didn't even know they made padlocks like this. Like it's you ain't getting in here, Bubba.
How big is the shed?
So you had a well, I guess.
It's probably
10 by 12.
Bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Yeah, it's probably 15 by 20, something like that. It was a good sized shed, which like a kind of shed that I'd like to see what this is being used for, because it would stay with the property, obviously.
Right.
What I think it's for is decomposing gringos.
That's what I thought that locked up.
Yeah, that's where the acid.
That's where the acid, the tub of acid that you decompose bodies in.
Jeez.
So that was a no.
I think it's a no. There's a lot of potential to it. Quite frankly, I think it's more work than I need. But the paint job would be The ceiling is painted. Everything's painted. So, like, if, let's say, and there's one room, the purple room. The purple room, the walls are purple. The ceiling is purple.
Is there anywhere in there a gold lion? Did you see anywhere on the property?
No. What this guy is into is ladies with wings. Like
a fetish or
no, that's his drug logo.
I was gonna
say. Telling you,
that's his cocaine logo.
Throughout the house, there are paintings of like Viking, like a Lagertha from Vikings.
Okay,
but with giant wings,
like Valkyries. Did Valkyries have wings?
Maybe that's what they are. I don't know. I don't really know. But the gate itself into the property has
you have a designer gate.
Well, remember, he couldn't find the remote for it.
But it's a designer gate. Like, he has something more than just metal rods.
There's gargoyles sitting on the...
Oh, so he supplanted the gold lions with gargoyles. I was trying to figure out... Okay.
And when I say gargoyles, I'm not talking about, like, the ones you could get at Home Depot. I'm talking about...
Made?
These gargoyles are, like, if you imagine Victor crouched down and with giant wings, they're about that size. Like, they're massive gargoyles.
Yeah.
So that's why I think my wife will be out on this place, because those are actually built into the gate.
Hey, my friend Adam texts me, is there an underground tunnel?
I guarantee you there's a tunnel.
It's possible.
That's what comes out with that locked shed.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably in that shed.
I don't think that's going to be the new Hoffman home, but it was
Hoffman estate.
It was certainly the most interesting one.
I think would be the term.
Now I've seen a cult house and a cartel house. So
well, welcome to San Antonio.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for something.
You're right where you need to be. You're in the sweet spot
in the middle, in between cult and cartel. I need that.
I don't know, man. Might as well just build a house from ground up.
The search continues, Mama.
All right. So most of the houses down on the southeast?
No, that was the only one there. I looked at a house here in Terrell Hills, right down the street, which I really like. It's built in the 60s.
It's a good decade.
There's no, like, it's one of those houses where there's no pantry in the kitchen. There's what they call a butler's pantry.
Yes.
Where there's like a whole room that's dedicated to keeping and preparing the food.
Those are getting hot again. I've noticed new houses
very
butler's pantries.
As soon as I saw it, my pinky went up. But
yeah, you were just like...
Yes, but also... And it also had an intercom system in the house. Like an in-home intercom.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's
this
such
is
a 60s thing.
Very much so. Very much so.
I just text my wife from the other room, you know.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You know what? My house has an intercom, too. It's texting.
It also
I'll just call her.
There's a mini bar, like with one of the tiny little sinks.
Ooh, is it set up for kegs and draft?
No, it's got glass shelving.
Man.
What's wrong? I'm so far so good.
Oh, I like this place, trust me. But apparently, bad high school. My wife kiboshed it. I wanted this house. It's like on a half acre here in Terrell Hills is a nice neighborhood.
There's
I like
some Mac grads going, what?
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, friends. Yeah. MacArthur High School, my wife said no to. She's like, this school sucks. This school sucks. Yeah. She said, we're not sending my kid to a school named after a cow.
Hear that, Brahmas?
Oh.
You guys suck.
Come on.
Yeah.
That is a good school.
But there's like huge 3 massive live oak trees on the property.
Which is both a blessing and a curse.
You can see on the driveway the acorn.
I mean, we love pecans and the live oaks, but my gosh,
yeah,
they do create a bit of work.
They do, but it's awesome.
I love the '60s Terrell home houses because I love long hallways, long dark hallways in the darkness with just doors off. You can't even see the end of the hall. It's just like darkness. Nope. Third door on the right's where you're going to be.
And that house has a patio that they've bricked in, like a walled-in, enclosed patio now. And then they built a screened-in patio outside of that. And then you walk up some stairs, and in the very back corner of the lot, there's a little building with a jacuzzi in it.
A sex room.
Oh, and there's a jacuzzi tub in the master bathroom. I told my wife, I said, "Oh, we'll be getting busy in this house," and I think so. It's either
no, we won't.
It's either that. No, we won't unless they change high school zoning.
I know.
God, can't you have a little fun for once in your life?
Like, who cares
Good
about the high school?
Lord. Just imagine us in that jacuzzi tub, all bubbly.
Yeah, eating all these pecans.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back. Wrap up the hour number 1. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. For the most part, as you head out and about, we are in good shape. All our major freeway systems are looking good. 410 southbound, the on-ramp from 151. Now, that is a stall. It's blocking the right lane of the on-ramp. Again, that's 410 southbound, the on-ramp from 151, west side of town. They did pick up that road work, 1604 westbound, 281 to Stone Oak Parkway, so traffic now flowing freely through the area. And on 35 upper level, southbound, that connector to westbound I-10, that connector ramp has the road rate reduced to 1 lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Now Taxes is 100% free when you file in the TurboTax app if you didn't file with us last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just do your own taxes in the app by 2/18.
What if I have lots of forms?
All good, all 100% free.
What if I had 3 jobs?
Still 100% free.
What if I once saw Bigfoot?
That has nothing to do with taxes, so still 100% free.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now this is taxes. See if you qualify in the TurboTax app. Excludes TurboTax Live, must start and file in app by 2/18.
Now at Staples. Find hot deals on HP, America's most trusted printer brand. Whether you need to print invoices or eye-catching presentations, HP delivers with exceptional speed, reliability, and vibrant color. And with HP, replenishing ink is simple. Find HP ink cartridges in-store at Staples or subscribe to HP Instant Ink and never worry about running out. And right now with home and office hot deals at Staples, you can save up to $150 on select HP printers through February 1st.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
James Fletcher with San Antonio Sports Star here. Have you played Pick 6 from DraftKings? The playoffs are here and time is running out. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like no one else. Play for better payouts on Pick 6. It's super easy to get started. Just select 2 or more players, choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. Pick 6 is available in most states including Texas, Missouri, California, Georgia, and more. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick 6 customers play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award is non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promo.
Paramount Plus is your streaming home for the NFL playoffs on CBS. This weekend in the divisional round presented by Intuit TurboTax, Josh Allen and the Bills host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens for a spot in the AFC Championship. Sunday at 6:30 Eastern, streaming live on Paramount Plus.
Hi, I'm Manny Jr. from Rock's Discount Vitamins. If you're looking to build muscle, strength, and boost athletic performance, check out our huge selection of anabolic pro hormones. These powerful supplements provide your body with essential nutrients for muscle growth, faster recovery, fat loss, and even improved bone health and libido. Visit one of our 12 San Antonio locations or go online at rocksdiscountvitamins.com to learn more. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support. rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Is this Chuck Mangione?
Yeah.
This is Mangione, not Herb Albert, but Mangione.
Right.
Okay.
Joe says a little late to the party, but AJ checked into Bishop's Barrel 10 hours ago. That's true. I went to the Bishop's Barrel party at Hoppy Monk last night and hung out with the founder from St. Arnold Brewing.
And you just came straight from there?
No, we left there and then went and drank whiskey.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
My kid.
I got a buddy in from Houston who's passed out on my couch right now.
Discretion and valor.
With the cat.
Yeah. The cat's probably like, hey, man, wake up, give me some fancy feast.
Yeah. I don't know who you are, but open the can.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I've been fed by Weirder. Go open the
I know.
Go open that closet. I know where it is. I'll show you.
Yeah, you just follow me,
Just
dude.
follow me. Trust me, I know what I'm doing here.
There's a whole box of it up there. Unlimited supply. Ren says NEISD has school choice. You don't have to go to Mac. Now, that's interesting. What other schools are around there, though? Like it's
got Johnson and Reagan.
But those are way far away, right?
Depending on where the house. Yeah, well, no, yes.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be going in opposite directions.
When they told me that
I'm a private school parent, man, I drove my kids all the way around. So
it doesn't matter how far it is.
Well, you guys are you guys are elites.
No, not an elite. But when I hear people, I'd have to drive.
Yeah, I've never taken a bus to school. I was always driven.
My private school kids have always been driven by my by my chauffeur.
Jeeves was off.
I went to high school in the 80s. I was going in a LeBaron.
Hey. LeBaron.
Yeah.
I forget, but you're a private school kid, too.
Yeah, all 12 years.
God, what a rich. I mean, what'd your parents do?
They both worked for HEB.
They were.
Oh, they were the owners of HEB?
No, they were management, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they were making the big bucks.
Produce management?
Store management.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. That's
yeah. My dad retired after 50 years of HEB.
That's very, very, very high class.
HEB.
Yeah.
They didn't try to put you in the HEB line of work?
Oh, I worked for HEB for a minute before I joined the service, but yeah.
There are worse places
2 years.
To be.
Yeah.
Vince says, is Alamo Heights close by? It is, but I think Alamo Heights has its own school district.
It does.
Whereas Terrell Hills.
But you could do like they did back in my day. If you didn't, we called it a private public school. And what you would do is you'd go rent an apartment in Alamo Heights district, take that as your address, and put your kid in Heights.
Now
private
we're
public
talking.
school. So your rent was basically your private school.
Now, what about a P.O. box? Will that work?
No, they wanted a physical address.
Oh.
Or if you went to, and also, and this is alleged, I don't have any actual proof other than I know it's true. If you're a really good athlete, you could probably get a job in the district.
Oh.
And then you could just, like Judson, like a school like Judson might have done, allegedly.
But they're probably looking for football players. That's
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, huh?
A lot of sports.
Okay. But not the. I mean, will they move kids in for any old sport, or is it?
If you're an employee of the district, then you can bring your kid to school, bring your kid to work.
All right. Noe says my kids have never walked or took the bus to school. Overprotective father. Well, Noe, listen, I don't have a chauffeur to take my kids to school every day. They got to get there on their own.
Did you walk
to school? No. I either when I was a kid, I would ride my bike.
Oh, that's the same thing.
Or I would sometimes I would ride the bus, but almost always I was kicked off the bus. Like I was a troublemaking kid, and I wasn't so I'd ride the bus until I did something that would like make me not allowed to ride the bus for a while. And my dad was like,
so they could physically tell you couldn't ride the bus.
Oh yeah, that you're suspended from the bus.
I don't think they can do that anymore. They just they just bring a short bus.
Oh yeah, you got to ride that one
bus.
now.
The one that doesn't have windows, but like chain link on the window openings.
Yeah.
My bus driver was a guy named Ray Delarue, and there was at one point he was like I hated his music, and I was before you get kicked off the bus. Yeah, our buses had music. Rob, you didn't have that when you were a kid.
We didn't have buses. We had wagons.
Yeah. So like the horse would be whinnying, and like you'd have to get out and scoop up the horse
to ride
poop.
the bus back then, we had to bring carrots to feed the horse. So.
But Ray would always there was a tape deck, and I would bring cassettes to try to get him to play, and he always refused to play my music. So before you get suspended, the last step before they kick you off the bus is putting you in the seat right behind the bus driver, which seems odd. You'd think they'd want the bad kids at the very, very back, away from the bus driver as far as possible. But meanwhile, I was the kid who was like knocking the bus driver's hat off while he's driving. And
oh man, you were that guy.
I was bad. I took his cassette tape and threw it out the window. Like I popped the cassette out and threw his cassette out the window, and he stopped.
Beat your ass.
No, you wouldn't have. I was ready to fight this old man.
Kid grabbed my cassette.
So when
I'd been fired that night.
When I was in shop class, this was like probably 8th grade, 9th grade. I cut you remember the big Slam bottles, right? Like the 1 liter.
I know exactly. Yeah.
I had a Mountain Dew of that, and I took it to shop class, and I took the mouth of the bottle and sawed it off with a circular saw. So it was just a round, like a big mouth tube, and I put a balloon on it, and then I got some Skittles. And I made like I would
slingshot.
It was essentially a slingshot. So I put the balloon on the end of the bottle, and I dropped a Skittle in, and I was shooting people with it. And the back window of the bus freaking explodes. Like while we're driving down the road, it's just like you hear this boom, and it just the whole glass falls out. I'm like, oh damn, what have I done?
Man.
With a Skittle.
Skittles are hard, dude.
Yeah, I was going to say. And how often did you do this?
Only once.
I did bad stuff all the time when I was in like middle school, or like I was a bad kid.
You were the nuisance.
I really was. Like I was a handful for my parents, my poor parents.
So when you left for the military, they were like,
good. They're like, good riddance.
He was sentenced. Yeah, you have
good riddance.
You have a choice of 2 uniforms.
And it's funny. It's funny because like I mean, I made good grades. I did all the things like a good kid was supposed to do. I had a need to do bad things. So that's what I did. And it gets you kicked off the bus.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do some sports talk coming up. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Riding to work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
Rise and hot!
South Texas home of the College Football Playoff National Championship is 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star. After 10 games that started back on December 20th, only one is left. Number 7 Notre Dame versus the highly favored number 8 seed Ohio State. The College Football Playoff National Championship, Monday at 5:30. Brought to you by Ewald Kubota, The Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue on South Texas' first FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Paramount Plus is your streaming home for the NFL playoffs on CBS. This weekend in the divisional round presented by Intuit TurboTax, Josh Allen and the Bills host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens for a spot in the AFC Championship. Sunday at 6:30 Eastern, streaming live on Paramount Plus.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Ricky, would you like to rap at the Testicle Festival? Can you give me a little rap?
You want me to spit a rap?
Yeah, I want you to spit a rap.
About balls? Yo, Testicle Festival. It's like an extraterrestrial. Widen my eyes when I see them calf fries.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Now at Staples. Find hot deals on HP, America's most trusted printer brand. Whether you need to print invoices or eye-catching presentations, HP delivers with exceptional speed, reliability, and vibrant color. And with HP, replenishing ink is simple. Find HP ink cartridges in-store at Staples or subscribe to HP Instant Ink and never worry about running out. And right now with home and office hot deals at Staples, you can save up to $150 on select HP printers through February 1st.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage. There was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Lowe's knows how to help make your Super Bowl 59 party a touchdown. Let us help you prep your home to host with top brands like Charbroil, Blackstone, and LG, so you can be the MVP of game day. Plus, use the Lowe's app to find what you need for a seamless shopping run. Or huddle up with our Lowe's Red Vest associates to help make all your game time hosting decisions.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've cleared that trouble spot on 1604 eastbound Stone Oak Parkway. That wreck has cleared. Now, we still have that stalled car hauler on 35 on the frontage road, southbound at Division. It's taking up the left lane and left shoulder. Again, this is on the frontage road, so your main lanes are getting by. On 281, southbound Thousand Oaks, getting reports of some debris in the roadway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs look for some get back tonight as they get the Grizzlies again. A tip at 8:30. Spurs sit at 19-20, sub 500, 12th in the West. It's the divisional round of the playoffs this weekend. Of course, you can catch the games live right here. We'll start with the doubleheader tomorrow with the Texans in Kansas City, followed by the Lions welcoming the Commanders in at 7. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hour number 2 of the program. The NFL playoffs, the divisional round, as I like to call it. I don't know what the NFL calls it these days. I call it the divisional round.
You'll be able to catch the entirety of the divisional round. Mañanas. We'll get you going at 3.
Well, no, not the entirety of Mañanas.
Well, everything that's on television. We'll get that stuff that's on television on Sunday. But tomorrow, all the games we got.
On our little station here?
Yeah, we got it.
What?
Yeah.
We are so big time. We're so fancy, this station.
And if you're an Aggie fan, you can flip over to our sister station. Got the Aggie game, LSU, at 7 o'clock.
Now, that should be an Aggie win. LSU sucks.
Yeah.
At basketball.
We need to talk some football, but for Aggie basketball fan, I need to know what's going on with Boots. At some point, you're going to have to tell us why your best player isn't playing, because he's obviously
not. They don't want
hurt.
to talk about why. Like, it's very odd that Wade Taylor is just like not showing up.
He's there.
He's
on the sidelines. He's dancing around, playing, having fun, but not on the court. I'd like to find out why.
I think it's NIL related.
You wouldn't be surprised. Used to back in the day, as we used to say, we go, "Oh, it must be grades."
That ain't grades.
I can't. I was talking the other day. When was the last time you heard a collegiate athlete miss a game for grades?
I couldn't even possibly remember.
You see, kids, that used to be a thing.
Yeah.
It was legitimately, you'd lose your best players in bowl games because they had
pass,
a D.
No play. Yeah. No pass, no play.
In college.
Yeah.
That's not a thing anymore.
Hey, remember I told you they announced the teams that are going to be playing in England and Germany next year. Well, they announced the team that's going to host the first ever game in Madrid, Spain.
Ooh.
The Miami Dolphins will host that game. They'll be the home team for the first ever regular season game in España. They said, "We are thrilled to play in the NFL's inaugural game in Spain, a country of rich history, tradition, and passion, and home to a vibrant Dolphins fan base."
What? Okay.
Okay, Mr. Romanoff.
I guess they went, okay, there's Miami or Los Angeles. That's the only mildly Latin connotating terms we can send. So it was one or the other.
Yeah, well, the Dolphins and the Bears
well,
they hold marketing rights in Spain as part of the league's global markets program, which allows teams to hold events and sign commercial deals in those locations.
Well, wonder where Jerry's countries are.
Botswana and
seriously,
and
you probably got Mexico. Does Mexico count as the international stuff?
Peru.
Get out of here. Seriously, I don't think Jerry'd get cut out of this pie.
I wouldn't think so.
You'd think Spain would be a pretty good market.
Yeah, the Bills have Greenland, which will one day be
that's going to be our 51st. So, yeah.
We'll be sending our best.
I'd like to go to the game in Barca.
Oh, yes. Well, the stadium in Madrid is
it's in Madrid.
Yeah, it's Bernabeu is the name of the stadium. It's the home to Real Madrid. Features a retractable field for American football.
Oh, so they're planning ahead. They're already ready for us. They're going to have the grass with actual roots in it.
Very, 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 very fancy.
You know, and this is, I don't want to derail because this is a topic that is worthy of a fair amount of discussion. Yesterday, word breaks that Maverick Carter, this was Monday, Maverick Carter, LeBron's agent, has been in discussion with a couple of money getters, bird dogs, big-time bird dogs, to form an international basketball league that would have franchises in Singapore and, Singapore being one that has already been named, where they would form and play 10, 12, 14 games internationally. And he's looking for about $500 million to get this started. And obviously looking toward the Saudis. They didn't say the Saudis, but there's no other place in the world that you would go to find that kind of money. And we've already seen what the Saudis did with golf.
Well, it could be like Dubai.
Well, Emiratis, but yeah. I think that public fund that the Saudis have specifically, that they have already invested in F1. They've already invested in the Live Tour. They've already invested in buying soccer players to come and play in that Saudi league. And when Maverick Carter's looking for that kind of money, there's only one place to go. Really. Now, there might be some Emirati money or some Dubai money, but you get the sense that they're trying to put together a league. And if Maverick Carter's involved, while LeBron says he's not, you have to assume.
Well, when you told me LeBron was, when it was Maverick Carter and I associated with LeBron, I said, oh, are they going to China for money?
Oh, that very possible. It wouldn't be a full-time thing. On the same note, the women's 3-on-3 weird league is starting this weekend as well. So, sports dollars being spent in new and unique ways.
The WNBA or the lady basketball is insistent on oversaturation. Yeah. They're like, oh, people care about us now? Let's make them not. That's what they're doing, literally.
And they didn't get Caitlin for this, though they do
have
they
don't have Caitlin, and they're like, oh, let's do this thing without Caitlin.
This was another interesting sidebar to this. As they're trying to grow this new league, it's 3-on-3. It won't interfere with the WNBA. It'll be done by the time that starts. Okay. But they're trying to get the names, and they don't have a lot of the big ones now, but they couldn't get Caitlin. She's elsewise occupied. Right. But they have Juju, Paige Buchers, and I forget the other, Jamiroquai. I don't know her name.
Jamiroquai.
I don't know her name.
All right.
But
will he have his,
she's a musician back in the late
80s. Will he have his Cam Newton hat?
Yeah, maybe. You can see that guy moonwalk. It's pretty good.
Virtual insanity.
She can really dance. But those three are under NIL deals from this new league as they play in college, which
you said
that is such a unique thing.
Juju?
The girl from UCLA, she's the next. She's the next great
okay.
one.
It's like, I don't know her.
Yeah, she can play.
I only watch Caitlin.
Yeah. You're the problem, evidently.
That's
right. But the idea of the professional league having a future player under an NIL before she's even in the league, that opens all kinds of good questions.
Yeah.
Because
Can the NBA do that?
No, just hear me out. San Antonio Brahmas football team. Yep. We got our eye. We want Quinn Ewers. I want Quinn Ewers as my quarterback.
Okay.
So as the San Antonio Brahmas, I
think they're the Gunslingers now.
No, the Brahmas are
the XFL team. Okay.
I'm the Rock, and I want to go ahead and I want to grow my league. I want to make sure that I'm a viable entity. Well, how do I do that? I have to have talent.
The Rock says pay Quinn Ewers what he wants.
So you go peg out your 4 or 5 sophomore quarterbacks in college the year before they go junior and come out and pay them NIL money.
The Rock wants Arch Manning.
And go get it and pay Ewers and pay him 8, 9. You can, because they can go to the XFL for a year and then get drafted again.
The Rock wants the best quarterback the Aggies have to offer.
If you think about the possibility, take it. You want poverty? Come on. We got a few. Think about the possibilities here. You could go ahead and mine the talent from college, get it underneath the NFL, and you only have to keep them a year or two, and you can grow your league that way.
Yeah.
This league,
I mean,
this 3-on-3 league is doing this.
Isn't that what the USFL did, essentially?
Well, I mean, every time there's been a competitive NFL league, the reason they merged or died, it was the battle over talent. So,
but like when Jim Kelly went to the...
Right, they overpaid him. Like, we're just going to pay you the world. It's not going to be real football, but you're going to come play with us.
And he's like, well, I don't want to live in Buffalo. Yeah, I'll go to Houston.
A lot of dudes took it. And when I saw that the NIL for a 3-on-3 league, well, if I'm another upstart league and I want to keep these guys, here's an NIL for 8, but guess what? To get it, you're going to have to play for me for a year. You have to. And I suddenly get those guys right out of college. You can draft them off my team, or maybe I can actually build a league out of this.
Well, and if you're not a big time pro prospect, it makes a lot of sense.
I'm just saying that was a very interesting part of this startup league, in that they're mining talent in college by paying them NIL money before they even arrive in the league.
So, but the assumption, like now, are Paige Beckers and what's the Juju?
Mm-hmm.
What's her last name?
That escapes me.
It's a made up person.
No, she's
Juju Smith-Schuster. Are they going to be obligated to this stuff after they graduate?
I haven't seen the contract, but I'd have to assume. You know what? I'd have to assume there'd be something that says, I'm taking this money and I will play for you in this 3-on-3 thing when I graduate.
But this won't prevent them from playing in the WNBA
no,
also.
This league doesn't interfere with it. It's 3-on-3. It'll be done before the WNBA starts. It'll end right as the playoffs end for the NBA.
Because that's what I have heard also is like the Big Three, the Ice Cubes League. I've heard that they're chasing college players and saying, hey, instead of the NBA, we'll give you X amount of dollars to come play with us.
And we'll start paying you as a sophomore. We'll pay you before you even get there.
Yeah.
You know, and you build your talent and just show up as a ready-made product that we help to build. I think it's genius, and I think it's an avenue to do some things that were not available before.
Seriously. All right. Well, I mean, good for them getting that money.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work, though. Let's be real. This 3-on-3 thing ain't going to float.
Well, what about the international basketball thing? You think that's going to work?
With enough money, anything can work.
I mean, the XFL put a lot of money into their thing, and it didn't work.
It didn't buy enough time. And with enough money and enough names, I mean, even the Live is going to work, even though it's silly. It's already brought the PGA to their knees, and they're coming to have to talk. So
has it, though, or did it just like I think more than the – I think maybe the Live Tour poaching the good players with money – has forced the PGA to say, like, okay, let's work this out.
I mean, that's what I meant to say. It is the Live is not a viable product,
right? Like on its own, it would fail.
No, absolutely.
But it certainly it's weakened the PGA's product. So what it's done is just weakened everything.
And as long as in my long experience is, as long as you can delay any outcome that is not absolutely positive, it's a win. So if you can buy time, and as long as the Live buys time, eventually, they just become part of, the Live's just part of our golf nature, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
You can buy that time. And I think that for that basketball thing that's, it's 10, 12 games international that would probably be played over the summer.
Yeah.
I think it would have a room. I think we'd tune in.
All right. When we come back, we'll there's some bad injury news for the Texans, but we'll dig into that. We'll dig into that Chiefs-Texans game on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas, get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Now at North Park Chevrolet, buy a new 2024 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab, posted at $34,999. Lease for $370 a month with zero down. Get 3.9% financing for 75 months on new 2025 Silverado Crew Cab Texas editions. And save $10,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Silverado heavy duty trucks. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-9047.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-507-9624.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9624. That's 800-507-9624. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
On Super Sunday, you could be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at PorkRinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at PorkRinds.com.
Rise and hot! South Texas, home of the college football playoff national championship, is 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star. After 10 games that started back on December 20th, only one is left. Number 7 Notre Dame versus the highly favored number 8 seed Ohio State. The college football playoff national championship, Monday at 5:30. Brought to you by Ewald Kubota, The Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue on South Texas' first FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's the thuggish, ruggish bone. It's the thuggish, ruggish bone. Yes. Gotta love Bone Thugs and Harmony, even though you can never understand what they're saying.
I know.
Well, that was back when.
Who cares?
Right. It just sounded good.
It sounded cool, man. Sounded cool.
What was that, about 90?
91, 92?
Yeah.
No, 92, I think.
I think it was like 95
94.
or 96.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think it was.
I'm trying to remember. Hold on.
Well, remember their album was called East 1999 Eternal. Like, and they thought the world was going to end in 1999. They were like the original Y2Kers. Yeah, I think that was mid-90s. Like, it was certainly when I was like in junior high or high school-ish.
Yeah, let me see. Where was I DJing at? Yeah, it was 94, 95 was when I was playing this. Yeah. Right around there.
See you at the crossroads.
94.
94.
All right, Claymore.
Oh, you believe in Claymore?
I trust him.
Why? Because he's black?
Maybe.
You just believe in
because he's been right before.
If it comes to hip hop, you're just like, oh, I'll take the black guy's word for it.
Oh,
That doesn't seem right.
Well, I'm not going to ask him questions about country music. I'm not going to ask him when did he first find Randy Travis interesting.
Oh, yeah.
There's a picture of him next to his name, and it's of a black man.
Oh, avatars. I don't know. People.
Well, Claymore has been right on many occasions, so he has earned my trust.
He's wise beyond his years.
Wise beyond his years. You might be an idiot for how old he is, but I'll trust him on this.
Well, he doesn't look that old in his picture, but as they say, black don't crack. He might be 60, and he looks like he's 40. That's the move. White cracks. That's why I look like hell, even though I'm not that old.
I'm 96 years old.
That's true, but you know, I won't say it. The Houston Texans have listed Joe Mixon as questionable for their game against the Chiefs on Saturday.
Tell me you're going to lose without
tomorrow.
telling me you're going to lose.
Dude.
That is the one. There's one guy they cannot afford to lose. I mean, I'd rather go without Stroud than Mixon.
Not that.
I would. They have got to control the line of scrimmage and run the football.
No, I believe that.
If they can't do that, there is no prayer.
Yeah, apparently injured his ankle. The Texans would have to lean on backup Dameon Pierce.
Who is it awful? I don't know. He's not awful.
He showed some stuff last year, but he's
what a nightmare. What is it? Do we know?
An ankle.
Oh man, what? Fly in that one of that Quinn Ewers brace.
Remember, he missed weeks 3, 4, and 5 with an ankle injury as well. I don't know. They need him though, and I need him. I'm not generally a Texans fan. This weekend, I am a Texans fan. I think we're all Texans fans this weekend, quite frankly. We all should be.
Yeah, the whole U.S. is.
Yeah,
I mean, for different reasons. I mean, we all have different reasons for our weekend fandom. Yours is for Buffalo's sake.
Well, mine's also for not the Chiefs' sake.
I think that's most of it. Yeah. I think most of it is anybody. And I don't hate the Chiefs
because the Bills are probably going to lose to the Ravens anyway. But I'd rather the Ravens or the Texans be in the Super Bowl than the Chiefs.
I'd just rather see some different color. Just some different color than orange and yellow.
Yeah,
everybody doesn't want them to win.
I'm not going to root against them because I don't actively root against Patrick Mahomes. I used to actively root against Tom Brady.
I like Patrick Mahomes, but I'm just fed up with the Chiefs act.
It's that. I'm just tired of all of it. And if you are going to still hang around like they're hanging around, do something to give me some shock and awe. Give me a reason to enjoy you still being at the party instead of you just hanging around and lingering and barely surviving, but still with the record. It's time to go.
Yeah. Besides Mixon, the Texans have also listed Robert Woods, Azeez Al-Shaair as questionable for the game. So we'll see.
It was going to be tough anyway. I mean, they probably weren't going to win it, but if we were going to make any money and have an enjoyable game, you just feel like that Mixon was going to have to play a pretty vital role. But, in the progression of young quarterbacks, CJ Stroud, to them that's been given a lot is expected. So,
well, CJ Stroud, it's so funny how, I look at it, I often think about it the other way, like a guy like Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold played a bad game in the playoffs and is now looked at like, oh, well, the whole regular season didn't matter.
Thought you are.
Meanwhile, CJ Stroud basically stunk all year and then had an awesome playoff game, and everybody's like, well, CJ Stroud, baby, I told you.
Well, it's
like if you win in the playoffs, it doesn't matter. Exactly. Nothing else.
Ask
Nothing
Eli.
Else matters.
All you got to do, seriously, and when you do it when it matters. Suddenly you join the club. You get the jacket, you get the key, you learn the handshake, and we expect, even when you don't do it again, that you will. You just get that benefit.
Well, sweet little tiny baby Jesus in the sky, I pray for CJ Stroud to be a good foosball player this weekend.
And James, for James Pledger, our resident Texans fan, I'm wearing a Texans polo today. I pulled it out for a little bit of luck.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it underneath your
I
sweatshirt?
actually put on it. My son saw it and goes, "You're wearing a Texans polo?" And I said, "Yeah, man.
Look at you.
I'm giving a little bit of mojo.
Well,
this
you're
weekend."
hiding it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not.
You're not loud and proud.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, come on.
I mean,
baby steps. I mean, I can't. You got to walk before you can run.
Yeah, I don't have any Texans gear.
Well, see, I have to have a team in the playoffs. I'm one of those fans.
Well, you can join our squad.
Yeah, so
you can join the Mafia.
Probably it's the same colors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Actually, my Sancha,
you will have to jump through a table.
Well, I have to take some shots and do some wrestling.
I mean, if you're going to join a fan base for the playoff run, is there a more fun one to join?
The Buffalo would be the easiest and most fun to join, just because I just got to be drunk and a jerk.
But and it's funny. I think there are a lot of Bills fans right now, but I think they're only Bills fans because they've got Chiefs fatigue too. They're just like, we need anybody besides the Chiefs.
And I don't think that's an obvious trend yet, but I'll be very interested to see what the pregame looks like with the networks, how they're treating this.
Yeah,
because I think that even they are a little tired.
Yep. So they're probably tired, but you know what? At the same time, like,
you got to feed the bulldog. I mean, you got the Swifties, the Philippies, and the Kelseys and all that. I get it.
The casual, the non-NFL fan who watches the Super Bowl is going to watch the hell out of the Super Bowl if they're in it.
And the funny thing is, I remember when they went to their first one back in Miami in 20, when they finally turned the corner and were great, and Kansas City showed up, man, and it was so nice. It was so nice for them to be there. It's like breath of fresh air, man. These guys are just happy to be here after all those years of one after another New England fan. I mean, those guys were so jaded by the time it was over. So it was nice to have a breath of fresh air, and they've outlived their welcome too. It's time for them to go.
I think so. It's time for some fresh blood.
Yeah, man.
And
spread the mayonnaise.
I hope it's Josh Allen blood, but I would take C.J. Stroud or Lamar Jackson blood too, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I just need someone different. Give me a break. And I don't put me in a position where I got to cheer for the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I don't want to do that.
Mahomes, they had their third child. Do you see this?
No.
Okay. You name your child.
His wife is so unlikable.
You name your children. I mean, who am I to say what you want to name your child?
Tell me their stupid name they picked.
So their firstborn child, her name is like Silver something.
You know this is not Patrick's idea. This chick is like...
Well, and then so the second one is his son. It's Pat Mahomes the third.
Okay.
So they're calling him Bronze. So they have Silver and Bronze. They just had their third daughter.
No,
what do you think they named their daughter?
Goldenrod.
Golden Ray.
Golden Ray.
So we have Silver, Bronze, and Golden.
Oh, my God.
You can take the people out of East Texas, but you can't take the East Texas out of the people.
I hate that gal. I hate her.
The golden ray.
Silver,
golden, bronze.
How did
Supper.
How did Patrick Mahomes end up married to her? Like all the options.
He probably got trapped.
Well, it was his first girl. I mean, they've been dating forever,
man.
You know? True love.
Yeah, you know, like I just met her on campus, and I was like, man, this chick's pretty hot, and like
He met her in high school.
I like signed a deal, and that was just it. Like she said, her dad's a lawyer, so she was like, yeah, there's a binding document, so I would just, I'm here.
The problem is they've known each other so long, there ain't no prenup.
No, no way.
It is half.
Yeah.
Half.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Silver
and
bronze. I wouldn't want to be bronze.
Every time I hear her talk, I'm like, oh my God, why doesn't he just walk away from this? But you're right. They certainly don't have a prenup. That's such a shame. Oh God, poor guy. Poor guy. You see, he's stuck with that.
So now they can't have another child.
Yeah, sure you can. Platinum.
Platinum?
Yeah.
Okay.
That can be
Platty.
It can be like Rivers. How many?
Or maybe it's semi-precious stones.
How many kids did Philip Rivers have?
Hey, I got 42 kids, brother.
Yeah.
42 kids.
And he
There's
says
no
he never
limit.
cusses. They tell me, nah, you got 12
Bubba,
kids, you never cuss.
Hey, don't bother me, man. I'll have kids every day of the week. I love these kids, man.
And you never cuss.
I never cuss. I never cuss.
Never cuss, not once.
And I don't do cocaine. Even though you hear me talk, you probably think this guy's doing cocaine, but I don't do cocaine, man. I don't do it.
Don't do cocaine, don't cuss.
I don't do it.
All we do is
this is what I am.
get down in the Rivers house.
I pray to the Lord, and hey, man, I go out and have fun. That's what I'm all about, man. Having fun, praying to the Lord.
Remember when the Chargers first moved when they had to leave San Diego and they moved up to L.A. and Rivers was still their quarterback, and he didn't want to move, so he had a van driving.
Yeah, man, I don't want to live in L.A., man. I ain't an L.A. kind of guy, man. I'm a San Diego guy. I like it down here, man. My wife don't want to leave. My kids don't want to leave. So I got 42 kids in school here in San Diego. What do we want to do? Move? I can't move them all.
Van, so he had to get stuck in a van for like 5 hours a day.
They're gonna end up at MacArthur
back and forth to stay away from home.
If I move to L.A., they're gonna end up at MacArthur High School. I can't have my kids going to MacArthur High School, Bubba.
No, I love my kids, but I'd rather be in a van for 5 hours a day. I'm not moving that rat. Just get me in a van.
Well, he was going to take a helicopter, but the Kobe warning was like, that's enough. I'm not doing that.
It was also too fast. He needed to take his time. No, take your time.
Yeah, I got a bunch of kids, man. Stay away from them kids, man. There's too many kids, man.
My Mercedes Sprinter.
Too many kids, man. Too many kids.
Pull over, let's get a bump.
Yeah, Incubus. My old co-host said that his big thing was he thought marriages should be 5-year contracts, and you should have to renew every 5th year just to like make sure things are still working out. And when you think about that, I mean, I imagine divorce rates would go down because it's like, I just got to end this contract. We'll move on, and so, you don't lose all your stuff. Now, Fred was a serial.
Yeah, I was going to say, normal people who say that have lost half their stuff.
Now, dude, Fred, he got married 4 times and lost all his stuff 3 times. Well, it's like, that'll
so that's the kind of guy that's like, you know what we need is a 5-year contract. Or maybe he shouldn't get married anymore.
Yeah, and I told him, dude, right? I was like, after this last divorce, I was like, you can't do this again. And now he's dead, so he won't.
See, but every man has a type. And once they get that type, they cannot get it out of their head. They cannot stop.
No.
They cannot.
They can't. And like his last wife, he was like, it's perfect because she's like me, which means that she drinks and smokes and bets on horses. And I was like, yeah, but also if she's like you, that means she's more apt to get a divorce.
She's probably going to kill you.
And sure enough, divorce and then death. But yeah, if you have that 5-year deal, it's like, okay, well, it's
I'd be on the losing end of that one.
You think? Well, no, there'd be no money involved after the 5 years.
No, what I'm saying is my wife would be. There'd be too many prereqs to re-up the contract. She'd be I couldn't do that.
That's
I'd
good.
be on the losing
good
end
for
of
you,
that.
man.
No,
you'll be all right.
No. I did. I managed to squeak through. Thank goodness I haven't had to justify my contract.
You find some young 24-year-old ready to take care of you, Big Rob.
Oh yeah, well, what, like a Jamaican nurse?
Maybe. Would that bother you?
Haitian nurse.
That's a good deal.
That's my highest aspiration.
Damn good deal. The Texans are now 8.5-point underdogs to the Chiefs.
And we were, that Mixon thing hurts. It does. I mean, he's going to play. I can't imagine a world that he doesn't. But a limited Joe Mixon does not help the cause at all. I mean, it's such a negative. It really is. Stroud's good enough, and this is an opportunity.
Stroud's been good enough once all year. let's not forget, CJ Stroud sucked this year.
See, I looked at it and I maintain that he didn't suck. He just didn't improve to the level of the competition that he had to face because of the year before.
Regressed.
I
greatly.
don't think he regressed. I think he didn't grow quite as quickly. There's film on him now. He overcame that. He didn't have a losing record, and we know what he can do. He lost his wide receivers several times over the year. I don't want to make light of the fact that he didn't grow as quickly as we'd hoped. I'm not saying that it wasn't a universal success.
If he'd had a losing record in the AFC South, I think the Texans should close their franchise down.
That's only 6 games, though. The other 10 were, again, they had tough comp. I hate justifying average quarterback play. And here I sit again. You point me into this corner. He had a lousy year, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
All right, now do Will Levis again.
Now,
remember about week 8, Rob was like, Will Levis is
the
good.
Crazy thing is, while my half-ass justification for his existence is one thing, Hellman's is still paying commercial money for him. He's still doing TV commercials, so who's really the idiot?
May your quarterback be dreamy. Your Mayo creamy, your quarterback dreamy.
So at some point,
it's like your dreamy ass is on the bench next year,
he is
bro.
no longer in the league, like in 3 years when he's talking. No, seriously, I was in the NFL. I had a commercial.
Yeah,
You've
seen it, right? You've seen the one where I'm doing the splits.
I had more airtime on my commercials than I did on the field.
Seriously, well, it's certainly more success. The fact that we now associate that brand with Will, but that's the other thing. Do you want your brand to be associated with Will Levis?
Well,
I don't know. It's like having Charlie Manson mustard.
Does he do? Is it Hellman's or Dukes? Does he do Hellman's or Dukes?
He does Hellman's,
right?
yeah.
I'm a Dukes guy anyway, so
yeah.
Knock it out.
Rob's a Miracle Whip man.
Oh. You know, no. I judge you by that.
Okay.
Oh, really?
If you hand me a sandwich and all you have in your house is Miracle Whip,
you're out on that, huh?
Bless your heart.
I have both.
See, I won't let that miracle stuff in my house. I don't even know what that is. No.
Why not?
There's a place for Miracle Whip, and it's on like any kind of meat that the next word is salad. So like tuna salad
I love
or chicken salad.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Egg
Miracle
salad?
Whip.
It's too sweet.
I don't eat egg salad.
Oh, I love it.
I don't go for egg salad.
I love egg salad.
No, I'm not a Miracle Whip guy, and I judge you if you use it.
I use it only on chicken salad and tuna salad. But
okay, yeah.
It doesn't have an expiration date. Does that concern you at all?
Yeah, certainly. That's the thing about being a full-blown alcoholic is, I mean, is some food without an expiration date, is that what's going to be the end of me?
No.
And that's what I tell my wife.
That's Keith Richards.
My wife is like, you shouldn't be eating that. And I'm like, really, babe?
You think this is
what's going to put me over the edge?
Yeah.
Come
Hey.
on.
It was taxes that put Capone out. You know what I mean? You never know. It could be the little thing.
It could be.
Like
Felled by a bad batch of
Miracle Whip or mayonnaise. It don't matter to me.
Tony says, good thing AJ isn't overreacting about CJ Stroud. And again, I predicted that this was going to happen. I predicted that CJ was going to regress from last year because you can't. There's no way that was possible.
Regression. I say he just didn't progress to the level that you expected. He's not a worse quarterback today than he was last year. I mean, he just didn't grow for a lot of reasons, but he did win a playoff game, and as you said before, that's the key. And this, you can't until you can. This is an opportunity for a team that's going to take a big play or two to win this thing, and this is the weekend where nothing is expected, especially without Mixon, where maybe he makes some hay.
Last year, CJ Stroud in his rookie season had he was 15th in the league in QBR, 58.3. Everybody was impressed with how he played. This year, he had a 50.1 QBR. He was 24th in the league. That put him behind Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, Bryce Young, Jameis Winston, Bo Nix, and Drake May, and Trevor Lawrence, behind all those guys.
Yeah, but he's in the playoffs.
That's true. Well, so is
scoreboard. Yeah,
so is Sam Darnold.
Well, scoreboard.
So is Baker Mayfield.
You're not going to convince anybody in the world that he's a worse quarterback today than he was last year. He's not.
I think you can convince people.
He is not a worse quarterback. They wouldn't be in the playoffs if that. You're going to tell me the rest of that squad is what carried them to the playoffs?
I mean, I think their defense did a lot of carrying. I don't think CJ Stroud was good this year. I think it was a significant drop off from last year. Now, was he good last week against the Chargers? Of course he was.
He is a better quarterback today, and I think he has an opportunity this week. I think this is one of those games where you don't got any help. You're going to have a limited running back. Your wide receivers have been in and out of the lineup all year long, and even your good ones aren't great.
When I was like the game that told me, and again, I'm not saying I don't think CJ Stroud's a bad quarterback.
He just isn't as good as you wanted him to be.
I think like the idea was that this like CJ Stroud was the next guy in the group with the big four. And when I say the big four, it's Mahomes and a bunch of guys who haven't won titles, but Mahomes, Burrow,
and CJ's
Lamar,
still there.
and Josh Allen.
He's still there.
He is not in that group.
Yes, he is.
Oh my! Are you serious?
Are you going to tell me? Okay, how many quarterbacks out there would you have over CJ Stroud? Apart from those that were already there. Has anybody lapped him this year? Would you take Sam Darnold over CJ Stroud?
No.
Would you? Okay. That would be the obvious. What about Baker Mayfield? Would you take Baker over CJ Stroud?
Not for the long haul. Would I take Jaden Daniels?
I was going to go the obvious ones. And of course you wouldn't take Jaden. You'd take Jaden over him. Of course you would. But
would I take Jordan Love? I think I would.
Oh, see, I wouldn't. I think that might be the dividing line.
Would I take Justin Herbert? Yeah. Even though Justin Herbert stunk it up in a playoff game, dude.
I don't know. I'd have to seriously sit down about it.
I want you to remember this moment of CJ Stroud when they played the Ravens and they lost that game 31-2.
Yeah, that was a beating.
CJ Stroud looked like he'd never touched a football.
But again, I'm not giving him excuses. They did get hammered by what I believe to be the eventual Super Bowl champion. I do believe that Baltimore's going to win this whole thing. That game was into the season with nothing. He had nothing. And it was bad. It was poor play call. There was a lot going bad in that game. But those week 15, 16 games is the reason we don't count them in fantasy sports either, because some teams are playing for something else.
And Tony's right. Like we can't forget his line went from semi-competent to a bunch of kids this year, which
again, yes, there's lots of reasons and excuses, and I'm gonna give him a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons why he didn't progress that way.
I think CJ will be better next year than he was this year. I still think he's very good.
I think he's gonna.
I think he's top 10. I just don't think he belongs in the conversation with the Burrows and Lamars and Josh Allens of the world.
Not yet. He is in the same place he was last year in my mind. He is about to become. Now, he could drop off that list because Trevor stayed there for a minute. Now he's gone. He's off my list.
Yeah.
And Herbert's going to have to do something next year. He's going to fall off the list too.
Well, Herbert had a fantastic regular season.
Again, what do we count?
But also remember this, and this is what I'll say for those guys, and that includes Lamar, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning went a long time before he realized any playoff success.
He did.
And part of it was, the excuse was, and I fully believe Peyton Manning is the best quarterback that's ever walked this earth. Now, was he the best playoff quarterback? Was he the most clutch quarterback? Probably not. I mean, Tom Brady's got all these rings for a reason. But if you said if you were writing a book about who.
You're talking about like 05 Brady?
I'm talking about
Brady.
I'm talking about the full length
when he was
of things.
Okay.
Peyton Manning, if you were writing a book about how to play quarterback, Peyton Manning would have to write the book. There's a reason why he has like 8 All-Pro to Brady's 2. But playoff, like you said, playoffs is what matters. But Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, these guys who haven't had playoff success could easily do what Peyton did and run into it late in their lives.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
And then we'd look back and go, wow, he did all this in the regular season and he got a couple
rings.
rings.
I think Herbert would be the most likely to do that.
I think so too.
But until you do it, and I remember until Peyton did it.
But what I am going to do is stop telling myself that Justin Herbert's really good, because all it does is bring me pain. Because I watch him play, and when I watch him, I'm like, no one in the world is better at throwing a football
describing
than him.
Peyton. When you remember the conversations we were having about Manning in 04 and 05, Brady gets the rings, Peyton gets the extra game and the playoff and the All-Pro.
Yeah,
that's how it worked, because Brady got the win and Manning got the personality and the participation trophy. And that's just how it was, because he wasn't quite there, and he made it eventually. But
Herbert has no personality. He's boring. But God, when I see him throw a football, I'm like, how is this guy not the best player in the world?
How many times I've said that about an Aggie quarterback? Have you seen him throw the ball?
Oh my God.
All you got, he can spin it. He can't do much else, but he can spin it.
But there's a chance that Justin Herbert becomes Peyton Manning. There's probably a higher probability that he becomes Jeff George. And I remember seeing Jeff George throw a football and going,
"Yeah,
whoa,
you can spin it, but there's another problem."
But I think that might be the route that Justin Herbert's headed.
I think CJ will do the Texans proud this weekend. I don't think there's a win in the outing, but I like the idea of him having to do it by himself. Go out there and do something.
Yeah. And Daniel says, couldn't you attribute schedule difficulty level from this year to last year for his poor performance?
They played a first-place schedule this year.
But a first-place schedule only affects 2 games.
You're right. And I'm not saying, but it also affects those other games. You don't get the worst team in the division like you did last year. You get the third, so it does make a difference, but not the kind of difference that it showed. They should have been better.
And you also got to play the Titans, Colts, and Jags 3 times. You get that every year. You get to play them 6 times, and that's an automatic advantage.
Yes.
And you played the Jets and the Bears. Well,
they beat them. It wasn't like they were.
Of course they beat them.
So
they did lose to the Titans, though.
That's my man. No, that was actually Mason Rudolph that did that one.
Yeah, that was a bad look. Oh, they lost to the Jets. They lost to the Jets. You can't tell me if CJ Stroud didn't regress, he would have lost to the Jets.
Did they? They did lose.
They did lose to the Jets. I forgot about that, and I don't remember the exact. I don't think CJ was good in that game either. All right, Vic's mad at me. We got to hit a break. It's Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Working a few trouble spots. Let's start 35 southbound division, south side of town. That's a stalled car hauler. It's blocking the left lane and left shoulder of the frontage road. Main lanes are open. 281 southbound Thousand Oaks, some debris in the roadway, and 35 southbound Fisher Road. That's a disabled vehicle off to the shoulder. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
What is GMTVCC? It's a mouthful, but translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda, or 1988 Fox Body Mustang, or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com, brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
The current federal government is actually going $1 trillion deeper in debt every 100 days. That's why thousands are turning to Goldco, a top-rated gold company, to diversify their savings with time-tested safe haven assets, physical gold and silver. Right now, not only is Goldco offering a free gold and silver kit, but on qualified purchases, they'll give you up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver. Call 855-838-GOLD. That's 855-838-GOLD. Performance may vary. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now, sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline, no waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the propane tank on your grill first before hosting a tailgate.
Let's fire up.
Here, let me try. Seriously? You didn't check the propane? Who wants chips?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Salt and vinegar?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Febreze. So my home is also my office, and before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day. Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Now at North Park Chevrolet. Buy a new 2025 Chevrolet Malibu RS posted at $21,999 plus low 1.9% financing. Got a $1,000 owner loyalty bonus on new 2025 Trailblazers plus 3.9% financing for 75 months. And make no payments until May 2025 on new 2025 Trax. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1. Morning Huddle 94.1. Morning Huddle 94.1. AJ and Rob, Rob and AJ, AJ and Rob, Rob and AJ. Stop talking over me, lady. My song was better until she ruined it.
Yeah.
I say she. I don't even know who this is.
Blondie.
Blondie.
Some call this, and it kind of was, the first rap single.
Rap?
Yeah.
You think she's rapping right
Well,
now?
I don't. But when you look in the annals of time in history, when you look back, the first song
I like to
that
call
made
them the annals of time.
the first song that made it in regular radio play with a version of rap was this, and she actually pulled it off the streets of New York. I'm not saying it was any good.
I thought it was the Sugar Hill Gang.
Well, no, that's truly rappers. But
Okay.
This song, Rapture, was a hit before the Sugar Hill Gang hit the radio.
Really? When did this come out?
Late 70s, early 80s.
Really?
Rapture's old, man.
Man.
And hence the name Rapture. She was actually pulling it from the streets when she was. I don't want to go too far into this.
Now Blondie was she was the
weird.
only gal in that band, right? She was
Deborah Harry was her name. The band name was Blondie.
right. She was pretty hot back then. It looks like
Yeah, she was running around with that New York art crowd.
like the what are the what's the
New York-
artist
the tomato can.
the guy, yeah, but Andy Warhol.
Yeah, he was running
He
around
was
with
one of
Warhol
those.
and Basquiat and that crew.
Yeah, Blondie was the first rap music video on MTV in 1981.
Really?
Yeah.
The band's first two albums contain strong elements of punk and new wave. Let's see. What
New wave.
The biggest hits from Blondie, One Way or Another, I guess that's their big hit.
Yeah.
And this one, Rapture.
And the tide is high.
And the Tide is High. That's the three, right? Oh, there's another couple.
Heart of Glass.
Call me.
That's when that she cussed on air. She said ass on the radio.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Quite a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a Blondie person. I don't do that. I don't go for Blondie.
You don't go for blonde?
In her time.
Well, I go for blondes, but not
But not
Blondie, not
Blondie.
Debbie Harry.
In her time, she was smoking hot.
Yeah, she could have.
Mm-hmm.
Is she still alive?
Yeah.
I
I
guess
assume. I don't know.
I say in her time.
that.
I probably. I mean, usually when famous women get old and they're like, "Would you still?" I'm always like, "Well, yeah," because it's like who can say
her,
like,
I know.
I banged Debbie Harry. It's like, yeah, of course I'd have sex with B. Arthur, but before she died. But like now, it's once they die, I won't.
You see the pictures of B. Arthur, and they go, when this picture was taken when she was 45, and she looked like she was 70.
Well, famously, Estelle Getty, who played B. Arthur's mom on the Golden Girls,
when she wasn't in costume,
Estelle Getty was younger than B. Arthur, who played her
yeah,
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actress who played the mom of B. Arthur on Golden Girls was younger than her.
That would suck.
I mean, that just tells.
You get cast as the grandmother and you're younger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Well, I'm just saying you need a little nip and a little tuck. But
she was so good for that role, Sophia. I loved the Golden Girls. That's
it was a good show of its time.
That's one of the things about me that deep down people probably laugh at and say you're a loser. But I do like the Golden Girls.
I can tell you,
I've seen every
I'm not
episode.
Proud, and I have no disdain. I never saw a single episode of the Golden.
What?
I'm not. I wish I had. I knew of it. I knew of their significance. It was just
you need to
for
watch
whatever.
every episode.
No, I don't feel like I missed out. But,
And you lived in Florida?
Well, that was long after.
You could have been a Golden Girl.
You could have been on the set.
They were. You don't want to be an older man in Florida. You end up dead. That's why the Golden Girls were. They were alone.
Same thing.
And the
men were
biggest
dead.
gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, "Thank you for being a friend."
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
Every day, a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text MAIN to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text MAIN to 321-321. That's MAIN to 321-321.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson for Prize Picks, the best place to get real money on your sports action. Me and 10 million other people are playing every day, and now's the time to do it. Have you ever heard of this? You've got a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You can run your season all game long, and now 1,000 times your cash. Heck, I've been a Prize Picks player for a long time. I've not seen this. 1,000 times your cash. It's playoff time. It's now or never. Don't miss out on the fun in the last few weeks of the football season. Prize Picks is the best place to play. Up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get the action on the sports that you're playing, and now you can get up to 1,000 times your cash. Join over 10 million members. Play today. And if you sign up today, you get up to $50 instantly when you play. Use the code ALAMO. Sign up today for 1,000 times your cash. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots at 281 northbound, just past Redland Road. That wreck is in the left lane as you stop and go from 1604, so about a 5-minute delay. 35 southbound Schertz Parkway, that wreck did clear. And on 14 eastbound, just past Fredericksburg Road, that's a disabled vehicle right lane. Now, we do have that ongoing road work downtown on 35 upper level, southbound, that connector to get onto westbound I-10. It's got the roadway reduced to 1 lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs look for some get back tonight as they get the Grizzlies again. A tip at 8:30. Spurs sit at 19-20, sub 500, 12th in the West. It's the divisional round of the playoffs this weekend. Of course, you can catch the games live right here. We'll start with the doubleheader tomorrow with the Texans in Kansas City, followed by the Lions welcoming the Commanders in at 7. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1, the San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Halfway point on a Friday. It's Friday. Got to get down on Friday. Rob and AJ here on the Little Bitty Baby Morning Huddle. Football Friday. We're running out of these Football Fridays, by the way. Your thoughts? I mean, I guess it's safe to say you think the Chiefs beat the Texans this weekend, but like, is there a world, like, what would have to happen for them to keep it close?
Do what Stroud does. They're going to have to dominate the ball, keep the ball in their hands. Don't let Mahomes get the ball last. You know, the typical things. But I think they're going to need a chunk play or two, and I think that you're going to have to be a superhero. He's going to have to be extra to win this thing. But he is the kind of quarterback that has that extra. Is he going to do it? Probably not. He doesn't have enough to help, but the idea that they can keep it close, I don't think is outlandish. And if you can keep it close and keep the ball out of Mahomes with 2 minutes to go, you got a shot. I don't think Vegas is wrong here by any stretch. I think 8.5 is probably about an appropriate number.
I'll tell you what's happened with Xavier with the Chiefs is Xavier Worthy, who was looked at in the early part of the season as kind of like a one-trick pony. And quite frankly, I thought going into the NFL, he was kind of a one-trick pony. So when the Bills, I didn't want the Bills to trade with the Kansas City Chiefs and let them draft Xavier Worthy because I thought, well, that's dumb. Don't give the Chiefs any help at all, ever. But I thought Xavier Worthy was going to be a go-route guy his whole life.
His hands are better. They've gotten better.
And what they've done is his target share is almost doubled in the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. And his ADOT, the average depth of target, has gone from 12.1 to 6.3 yards, like almost cut in half. So what they're doing now is they're saying, we're going to get you the ball, and then you figure it out.
Get him in space. And some of that was, no help on the other side. I think they didn't have enough time to get the routes downfield. But I do think with that kind of speed, get him in space, it has worked.
Now, because the Chiefs don't have many other weapons, Travis Kelce's clearly a diminished version of himself. What the Texans do have, the one spot where they are really, really strong is cornerback. Like they can shut you down. Mm-hmm. Like if you got one good guy, they can take him away. I think that's what the Texans need to do. It's really hard. It's unbelievably hard to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes. He is not fast, but he's very difficult to get to.
And the attempt is futile. The teams that have beaten him have forced him out of the pocket, but not to run.
Yeah.
Get him moving, cut off half the field, and account for Kelce. I think that's, that is your marching orders to play them. And play boring football. Don't give him the ball. And there's nothing wrong with, as McCarthy said, with ending your drive with a kick. Just make sure you're ending your drive with a kick.
Yeah.
Don't give him the ball. Keep the reps low. We don't want more than about 120 plays called. Let's make it
you want to shorten the game for sure.
And if you do that, I think you've got a shot. But even at that point, to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, you're going to have to be extra. You're just going to have to be. You're not going to be boring and dull.
And you also have to kind of be lucky.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You're going to have to be extra and lucky. Something extraordinary is going to happen. I think he's one of those guys in the world where you go, can it happen with him? Yes, it can. He's one of those guys that extraordinary could occur with him. Would it happen with Sam Darnold? Probably not, but he would be good enough and other guys would carry you across. But CJ is going to have to win it. If they're going to do it, it's going to have to be because he does something absolutely extraordinary. The chances are slim. 8.5 is a good number. I think we're headed toward probably a good game, not a great one, and it'll be because the Texans do something dumb and just open the door for the Chiefs to kind of stroll in. That's my guess.
Well, my guess is the Chiefs kick a game-winning field goal because that's typically
whatever it is.
What happens.
And it'll be because the Texans did something or either didn't do something they should have or did something they shouldn't, and that'll be the turning point.
I picture the Texans punching in a long touchdown with 52 seconds left on the clock. And then you go 52 seconds.
Here we go.
And then Patrick Mahomes completes 3 passes, and they kick a long field goal, and the show goes on.
And
Patrick Mahomes show goes on.
And 14 wins later, that's how they've won just about every game this year. Just hang around. Don't make a mistake. They'll give it to you eventually. If you wait long enough, they'll give you exactly what you want.
The weather in Kansas City tomorrow.
I'm sure it'll be lovely.
High of 24.
Yeah.
Low of 13. Now, you could say, it's in a way it's unlucky because had the game been today, the low is 25 in Kansas City today. The high is 49, which, it's cold, but it's a decent day. So you're saying, well, high of 24 and low of 13 sounds miserable. But on the bright side, had they been on Sunday, high of 14, low of 4.
Is there a temperature at which it doesn't matter? Once you get to 15 and 3.
I think when you're in the teens, it doesn't matter.
It's kind of like after about 98, it'd be 98, 104. I just ungodly hot. So,
but when if you're below 15, it's all the same probably.
And that's going to hurt.
I say that
Texans.
as someone who's never lived in a place where it got to the negatives.
No. I spent a little time in Chicago, but
I spent a little time in Fort Drum, New York.
Yeah, you've seen it enough to know. I can't function in that. I don't think it's an absolute detriment to the Texans with that cold, but it certainly doesn't help. But their game plan is not going to be reliant on good weather anyway. They were going to be pitching and catching all day long. The plan was always let's get Mixon 25 carries, get him around 100 yards. Let's hold the ball for 35, 40 minutes if we can. That's the prescription. And I don't think whether it's 25 degrees or 45 or 75, the game plan wouldn't have changed. I don't think. Hold the ball as long as possible and don't give it to him.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. So I hope they can keep it close. I think they can keep it close. I just don't think they can win the game.
No, I don't either. But again, when you got a guy like Stroud who can make a play or two and do the extraordinary, the extras, there's a puncher's chance. You just, as the head coach, just make sure he's in a position to do that.
And it's funny, all the stuff I said about CJ Stroud earlier, about how this was a disappointing season, a down year from a year ago. The truth is, if he wins this game tomorrow,
all is forgotten.
everyone forgets that this was a down year, and suddenly CJ Stroud is in that conversation. Is like, I don't know if he's in the Burrow, Lamar, Allen, Mahomes tier. Well, Burrow, Mahomes, and Allen is a separate tier, or Burrow, Lamar, and Allen is a separate tier than Mahomes. Mahomes is in a tier by himself, but those other three, that's like the tier that is on the edge. Then if CJ wins tomorrow, he's banging on that door like, hey, I need to be in the club with you guys.
He's sitting next to Matt Stafford. He joins that Stafford crew.
Well, Stafford's got a ring, and Stafford, like, nobody thinks Stafford can be the best quarterback in the world.
Stafford's on his way down. Stafford has reached his apex. He's coming down. CJ Stroud's on his way up. They kind of pass in the hallway, but he reaches that level of the third quadrant of quarterbacks that everybody'd love to have. I'm not going to go chase them overly, but, man, if I had him, it'd be nice.
Yeah, it would separate him from the Jordan Loves and the Kyler Murrays and the, those types, and you'd be like, okay, that guy's on a different level.
Yeah, and it would just take – and he could actually do that with a great game without a win, to be quite frank, because I think most of us know he's going in there with one hand tied behind his back.
Yeah. And Oscar says our defense can keep it in it. It's quite frankly, it's possible, man. And the Chiefs' offense isn't what it's been in the past. It's not elite.
And that's the one thing about this game, AJ, is I don't see an explosion. I don't see how Kansas City runs away from them. So I think they're going to be in it.
I'm with you. I like the under on this game. I think it's going to be a grind. The total sits at 41.5. I think it's going to be tough sledding, and I think that weather's not going to help. I think playing in that cold is going to be tough. I saw there's going to be gusts up to 20 miles an hour.
How's Texans kicker in the wind?
Fairbairn, I don't know. He's had a down year. Yeah. I know from last. He was like coming into the year, you would have thought the Texans had one of the best kickers in the league. He hasn't been that. But again, I imagine a kid named Kaimi Fairbairn hasn't spent a lot of time kicking in 13-degree weather, is my guess.
That could be an Inuit name.
I don't think it is. I don't think Kaimi Fairbairn is an Eskimo.
I don't think he spent time in an igloo.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he had a pet polar bear. I think he's going to have a hard time, dude. I think that's going to be the weather is going to be a factor in this game.
So what I'm getting from you is when we get to the playoffs, I need a kicker named Sven Olafsson.
That would help. That would help.
I need a kicker named Sven.
Yeah. Yep. And that's like, dude, when you've the guys who have kicked in that stuff for a long time, I guess they get used to it. Like,
their feet have no feeling. It's like kicking a bowling ball.
Like I can't imagine
14-degree a field goal. Oh.
I'm the only person on earth who thinks about these things, I'm pretty sure. But I wonder what like Chris Boswell's kicking foot looks like. Like are his toes all like hammered?
Because they come in on the side, right? So
yeah.
Like the old school front kickers that used to wear like the
square toe.
Square toe. You always wonder what those toes look like.
Oh, I'm sure those are a mess. But I like. Do you have a big bunion?
Yeah, but if you had a bunion, it would throw off the angle of the ball. You need it flat. If you had like a point because of your bunion, your kicking game would be off. It'd just ruin it.
I don't know how. I mean, I wonder what a kicker's foot looks like, especially when it's kicked in cold weather for a long time.
Does their toe look like the sweet spot on a golf club?
And is it like, is their toe? Is their big toe like bent over the top of
Is it kind of like rounded in like the good kicker?
Is it like bent over the top of the other toes?
Yeah. It's like my golf grip, the toe just grows over because it's a better angle. I wonder.
Yeah, my realtor was embarrassed yesterday. There was a house that we saw that had like hardwood floors, like new hardwood floors, and on the notes it said you have to take your shoes off when you go in the house, and she wasn't wearing socks.
Oh no, so, undone toes.
No, I like her. She didn't have ugly feet, but I think she was concerned that like I would be a foot watcher.
Well,
I don't
have
really
a pet
care.
peeve. You better paint your toenails.
You're all creepy.
If you're leaving the house, this goes for every woman everywhere. If you're leaving the house, paint your toenails.
Really?
Oh, unpainted toenails I find abhorrent.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Abhorrent.
If
I see 1 ounce of crust on your heel, I don't care how good you look. I don't care how much money you got.
Now, crust on the heel is different than unpainted toenails.
Unpainted toenails is pretty damn close, and I better not see any dirt underneath the toenail.
No, that would be weird.
I'm done. So
that would be weird.
Your realtor takes off her, and she's got hammer toes. I'd like to do business with you, but I'm going to have to leave.
Yeah.
I can never look at you in the face.
I didn't look. I didn't look at her.
See, I wouldn't have. I on purpose, I don't want to know.
But I also, I had to take my boots off. And, I have at home, I have a boot jack that makes it easy for me to
get down on the ground and wrestle your boots off.
Yes.
You're messing with
Can I get a little help here?
I literally had to,
Can I get a little tug?
Did you have her pull it off?
No.
I would have had to.
So,
little help?
This is so stupid. But, because my right knee is just garbage at this. I've had 3 knee surgeries. I can take my left boot off rather easily because I can.
You can cross your leg and get it. I know exactly of what you speak.
I can damn near pick my left foot up to my head, but my right knee doesn't bend that way. So I literally had to sit down on the ground,
get on the ground and wrestle it off. Like a 7-year-old taking his shoes off. Then I'd need help off the ground. I'd get my shoes off and be like, well, I can't get up.
Yeah, I look like a little kid. I'm sure she's probably like, oh my god,
look at this guy.
This guy goes to the
bathroom.
bathroom.
Holes in your socks?
No, okay. But she probably thinks I go to the bathroom and pull my pants all the way down to the floor.
All right, let's sit down and talk about it. Crisscross applesauce, everyone.
I'm dealing with a 5-year-old.
You're sitting Indian style. How does
he have money?
Are you sure you can afford this place?
I know.
I just watch you take your boots off. I don't think you can afford this place.
Do your parents know you're here? Do your parents know you're here?
I just watch you take your boots off.
Are you allowed to buy a house, kid?
I would need a financial statement. I'm not sure I
Do
trust
you even
this.
have a job? What are you, a paper boy?
Look at you.
I make $2 an hour. Is that enough?
Freedom Ride says, OMG, AJ, CJ's just getting started. I'm sure Jerry would trade Dak in a second for CJ. I'm sure he would.
For that in his contract.
Yeah.
I don't think AJ is disparaging CJ Stroud. I don't think the way it sounds is as.
I just think they tried to rush CJ Stroud into the group of the elites, and I don't think he's there yet.
I don't think they did anything. I think he told us he's ready to be mentioned in that. I think he went out and did that, and film and time and everybody else catches up, and he was still measured above the fold. I mean, he was still better, even though everybody came to stop him. So there's something about being respected that suddenly it's just harder to do things. And last year it was easier. Nobody expected much until about week 10. We started thinking, oh, wait a minute, this guy can actually play. We got a game plan for this. This isn't luck. So we're beating a dead horse here. I don't think you think CJ Stroud is any worse than he is. You just didn't want him. He's just not as good as you had hoped he would be, considering what we saw last year.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think I could, when you said how many guys would you put ahead of CJ Stroud?
Not many.
If I were taking guys for the rest of their careers, there might be 5 or 6 dudes I would take. So it's not like I'm saying CJ's bad, because I do think CJ is he's very good, but I just think the idea that he was in that conversation with Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen, who I think on any given day, one of those 3 guys can be the best guy in the world.
And I remember this time last year, after they had gotten knocked out of the playoffs, and there was all the discussion about their OC. Don't lose your OC. It was so important to keep him around one more year to keep that growth going.
Well, he's kind of been exposed a little.
And it turns out that it wasn't necessarily the OC that got him there. It was a lot of CJ, just the natural God-given talent, and he brought his OC along with him. And I don't think his OC was nearly as good as we thought he was.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit a break. We'll get into the other games. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Oh, I got to tell you about Carbach. Yeah. Oh, Carbach. Yeah, after I got home last night, the Carbach started flowing. My buddy's in town, and he was like, "Oh, I see you got some Crawford Bach in the fridge." I was like, "Yeah, Bubba, yeah, I do." Bad news, I don't got Crawford Bach in the fridge anymore. It's all been drank up because it's delicious. It's the nectar of the gods, quite frankly. And it is available all over San Antonio, along with Hopadillo and, of course, the Love Street, which is their bestseller. These beers, Carbach has made it a point. They said, you know what, we want to be all over the city of San Antonio. When they first distributed outside of Houston, the first market they came to was San Antonio. They said, we think that this is a great market for our beer. We want to put it in everybody's hands, and they've done a great job of it. So obviously it's going to be in the H-E-Bs and the liquor stores, but most of the bars and restaurants you go to, chances are good they've got some Carbach. there in the cooler. So when you're out watching the football games this weekend, when you're partying it up, go ahead and ask the bartender to please make it a Carbot.
South Texas, get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back, I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are live at Round Table Pizza in Stone Oak and previewing a big football weekend.
It is. It's a football Friday with 4 big playoff games that are going to be good, like Baltimore and Buffalo.
That's going to be a dandy. Plus, the Spurs get a chance to get some revenge against the Grizz.
Live at Round Table Pizza, 281 in Stone Oak.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
This is what when Rob and I go to Vegas together. This is like the background.
Yeah.
When we walk out of our rooms.
Yep.
Love it.
I put on my Affliction shirt.
Isn't this in a video game too?
It sounds like a video game.
Yeah.
Like Mario Kart.
Yeah, I can't remember. I hear it in the background when my son's playing.
It's hard to be in a bad mood with this.
It
a little
is.
skip in your step when you do this.
This is like the soundtrack to the MGM Grand, though.
It really is.
Morning Huddle on 94.1. We've talked a little bit about the Texans game. The other Saturday game is the Commanders and the Lions. And this is a moment I guess it's similar to the CJ Stroud thing where, man, Jaden Daniels can really kind of make a name for himself here.
You talk about skipping a step,
Yeah.
pass and go immediately. He would launch himself. Think of the last rookie to do this.
Oh, it's CJ Stroud.
Well, to some extent.
But before him, it's been a long
yeah, to
ass
some
time.
extent. It's very much like Stroud.
I mean, it's two of the best quarterbacking seasons, rookie seasons we've seen in history, back to back.
And I think that Jaden, I don't know if he's better than Stroud. We'll find out over time. He certainly is good now. But I will say that he's got a lot more weapons than CJ ever had.
Yeah.
I mean, so he's got a puncher's chance where CJ was, the team was riding on a prayer. This Washington team, I don't think they believe. I don't think they believe they're Super Bowl bound. But this is a team, when they look around, they go, a couple more guys here and there, we got a legitimate shot, and I think they're going to play like that. But I don't give them honestly, I think this could get ugly.
What I will say is I fully believe that because they play so much man and the Lions just kind of trust their guys to go out and they trust their corners to cover a dude. I fully expect Jaden Daniels' legs to play a big role in this game. I think he's going to run.
And he's going to have to. And that could be the prescription, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Here's the problem here. Detroit finally got to take a nap. They had they went 14 consecutive weeks.
Yeah.
And that could be bad. The rust factor could play in. I mean, sometimes there's the hangover. And when you get too much sleep, you wake up and you get too groggy. So there's that fear. But the way that they went into this, they were just so hot and feeling so good about themselves. If they roll out and they score on their first two possessions, it could get ugly fast.
Yeah.
I mean, it really could get out of hand. This could be the lone thorough beating of the weekend.
I tend to think, first of all, just historically, the teams that get a bye and are big favorites typically don't cover in this week. This is a week where you can bet the underdogs pretty safe. Like you feel pretty good about it because historically they've done a really good job in this spot. And it feels like, much like the Texans, like we watched them last week and we went, wow, maybe they're better than I thought. Commanders certainly made that statement last week too.
Because they can score with anybody. They really, if it becomes a score fest, they can run with you. There's enough there, even with one running back behind their back.
And their defense has gotten better. Like it's not. I still don't think it's good, but it's certainly better than I thought it was.
I'm with you. It's Dan Quinn's defense. I mean, they're flying to the ball. They'll turn you over. I just think of all the games this weekend, of the four, this is the one that really has the potential to get out of hand.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will, but it could.
Yeah, it's probably the most likely. But I still think the Commanders, if they can do what they did a week ago, are very live and intriguing because they've got a quarterback who can take over a game. And if you've got that, you've got a puncher's chance. I mean, that's basically how the Bills are where they are. And if you've got a quarterback who can literally put the team on his back and say, "Hey, I'm gonna win this," which I think they've got.
And for a team like Detroit that has had zero success ever, the weight that they're carrying today, coming into the play, that's pretty heavy weight. I mean, they're fighting through a lot of stuff. The history of the Detroit Lions, and the expectations in that city right now, I mean, it's electric in Detroit. Everybody's got Lions gear on. They're waking up in the morning, and they're not a small market, but they are. And I feel like Detroit is going through what San Antonio did back in '99, where literally everybody in every sentence, everywhere you go,
all they're talking about
is all they're talking about, and everybody's in that silver and blue.
And it's funny because like their other teams have had such success historically. Like I mean, the Tigers have been good even pretty recently. The Pistons went through. I mean, they were one of the more consistent franchises in the NBA for 20 years. The Lions have never been good, and they've got to be so thrilled about this.
So when we were flying back from D.C. a month ago, and we flew through Detroit. That was our connection. And the number of people flying from D.C. to Detroit to go to the game that day, if you'd have told me that Detroit fan flew into a game ever, I wouldn't have believed you. And there were 25 coming from D.C. So I can't imagine what it's like to be a player today, because you are carrying the thoughts and hopes and dreams of 40 years of Detroit fans. So taking the bye, coming into this, and thinking about it for a week, it's not the best place to be for a Lion right now.
Yeah.
And if Washington can jump out and get ahead and get the stadium quiet, get Ford Field quiet, it could be one of those remarkable, we'll never forget this kind of games. It feels that it could be a lot like what we saw with Green Bay last year. You just come in, the team that thinks they can do it, and you just don't let them do it.
Yeah.
And you walk out, and everybody, this whole season was for naught.
Yeah, I think the Lions get the job done, because I think the Lions are that good, even beat up. But I do think that the Commanders are going to keep this close. In fact, I think all these games are going to be pretty good this week. I mean, the games last weekend were not. Most of them were blowouts.
So we're due.
But I think we're going to have some good games, man. And I think the favorites are on. They're all on alert.
I know we're coming up. We're going to take it to another couple minutes. There's some talk because last week was so awful. Because should we?
The first week of the playoffs is usually bad.
And you're right. And knowing that, should we take a look at the playoff structure? Should we give 2 bye weeks instead of 1? I mean, 2 teams get a bye.
I liked it better when there was 6 teams in the playoffs.
I think maybe.
I thought adding the 7th team to the playoffs was unnecessary.
Watered it
because
down.
I think the NFL had really the best playoffs of anybody. Like
just enough got in, not too few. You didn't have to win it all.
It's not really. It creates a level of unfairness to the point where, I mean, it's such a massive edge to be the only team in your conference with a bye week. And I get it. You can say, well, they earned it throughout the season. Well, what's going to happen when 2 teams go 13-4, they're tied for the best record, and one gets in on a silly tie break, and they played a much weaker schedule than the other team.
The team gets knocked out the next week.
I mean, it's a lot.
I think there's so much money. We're not going to be able to take the toothpaste back into the tube. We're not going to lessen the number of teams going into the playoffs. So I think we can go ahead and assume that won't be it. But maybe seeding should change, or maybe we keep the same number of teams. And there's, if I'm an advertiser and you're coming to me with the playoff package, and you want to buy the NFL playoff package, and you're coming to me and it's going to cost me $10 million, I don't want a single one of my spots running in the 4th quarter of a wild card game.
Yeah.
Why? There's nobody left. Nobody's watching. You've all gone home and moved on to other things because these are blowouts. I think because of that, the NFL is going to have to find a way to address the disparity in that first round. And I don't know how you do it, but to have a weekend where nobody watches in the 2nd quarter of any of the games because they're all over, you can't afford to continue that.
My wife texted me and said, "Who is Vic Doey? Victoey?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
You mean Hector Banana Bread?
Hector Banana Bread? I said, "What is Vic Toey?" And then she sent a screenshot of where I zelled Vic today.
Oh.
And where why?
What was the? Did you use like a?
Does your
weird
Zell
emoji?
say Vic Toey Brown?
Hold on, let me see.
And on the memo of my
yeah, you put Benny's.
I,
right?
I said para Benny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it says 20. I sent $25 to Vic Toey Brown.
I don't understand why I have to publicize why I'm paying you.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
it doesn't
want
say that.
When your kid's off at school and you see the Venmo trail,
like you see it as Vic Toey.
That's not how my name is on here.
That's
but
the
you
kind of
got the
stuff that
money,
gets you in-
right?
Yeah. Right here.
But
weird.
See, because you type it like that. Let's say you just type something weird, and then you're suddenly indicted for drug trafficking. And you're trying to justify this. And like, no, it's for donuts. It's for tacos. No, it doesn't look like it. What does doughy mean in real world? On the streets.
I don't know.
My wife is like, what the hell is this? Who's Victoey?
And the fact that she already knew, I guess she gets the
She gets an
pop-up of
get email.
it.
Yeah, I don't get any of that stuff. So
I don't
deal with any of that stuff.
I want to know.
Well, my wife and I only have one bank account, and my only responsibility is make money.
Put it in there, and I get an allowance out, and I have no idea what's going on.
No, I see. I don't get an allowance. I spend whatever I want, and then if I get bitched at for spending too much money, that's when I know, okay, I need to stop for a while.
The fight went so long that I literally don't have any access to that account. My money goes into that account, and then I get money transferred into my account that I have to physically go try to get money from there.
Jeez.
Doesn't seem like a fair deal.
I tend to overspend. I agreed to this deal.
Yeah. All right. Well, I tend to overspend.
I'm a shopper.
Too, I like nice things, particularly nice booze, and that's not cheap.
Finest of meats and cheeses.
Meats and booze. Yeah, I spend a lot of money on meat and booze.
Hey.
And of course sometimes tacos. Tacos.
Yeah. Once in a while.
And now baseball cards.
Oh no.
She hasn't gotten. She hasn't
gotten.
Has
the missus gotten any word?
She hasn't hit that yet.
She didn't question that transaction
not yet. Well, that's not Zelle. So when she gets the credit card bill, she's gonna be like, "What the?
What's a kaboom? What's a kaboom?
You spent $1,000 on what?
On a kaboom with a jersey? What is that?
Don't worry, honey. Don't you worry about it, honey.
Yeah,
trust me on this.
Yeah, he's got it.
Trust me another $1,500, please.
I'm telling you, this is an investment for our future.
That's
not gonna work.
This is essentially me. Like, there's a Mickey Mantle rookie card, and there's what I got, and it's pretty much the same thing. All right.
There you go.
Don't you worry, baby. This is gonna pay the bills.
I can't wait. Yeah, the college fund's in good hands.
Oh yeah.
Well,
now that we know now. Jake's if he's either going on scholarship or he's not going.
And you have to, you know what? You have to have a purpose in life, and one of them will be you. I don't have any college money.
Now
they're going to have to go do something.
Now I'm like, oh, well, that money. What are we going to spend it on? Baseball cards. That's right. Football cards.
I don't know, son. I'm going to the Bahamas. I
$20,000 on a card.
That's right, baby. That's right. I'm going to get the one of one.
Well, you got Tony Tolbert.
I do have
so
a Tony
you're well on your way.
autograph.
You're on your way, buddy.
I'm living it up, baby. Living it up. I got an Ed Oliver rookie card.
Yeah.
Oh, what? There's only 25 of them in the world. I got one of them.
Ed, and the other 24 are owned by Ed's family and friends.
Ned Oliver, his dad. I don't know if that's his dad's name, but he does own it. All right. Here we go. We'll go into the Sunday games on the other side of this break. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots at 281 northbound just past Redland Road. That wreck is in the left lane as you stop and go from 1604. So about a 5-minute delay. 35 southbound Schertz Parkway. That wreck did clear. And on 14 eastbound just past Fredericksburg Road, that's a disabled vehicle right lane. Now, we do have that ongoing road work downtown on 35 upper level, southbound, that connector to get onto westbound I-10. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Rising hot! South Texas home of the College Football Playoff National Championship is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. After 10 games that started back on December 20th, only one is left. Number 7 Notre Dame versus the highly favored number 8 seed Ohio State. The College Football Playoff National Championship, Monday at 5:30. Brought to you by Ewald Kubota, The Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue on South Texas' first FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson for Prize Picks, the best place to get real money on your sports action. Me and 10 million other people are playing every day, and now's the time to do it. Have you ever heard of this? You've got a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You can run your season all game long, and now 1,000 times your cash. Heck, I've been a Prize Picks player for a long time. I've not seen this. 1,000 times your cash. It's playoff time. It's now or never. Don't miss out on the fun in the last few weeks of the football season. Prize Picks is the best place to play. Up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get the action on the sports that you're playing, and now you can get up to 1,000 times your cash. Join over 10 million members. Play today. And if you sign up today, you get up to $50 instantly when you play. Use the code ALAMO. Sign up today for 1,000 times your cash. Prize Picks. Run your game.
George gets justice.
No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas, and at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked, classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
James Fletcher with San Antonio Sports Star here. Have you played Pick 6 from DraftKings? The playoffs are here and time is running out. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like no one else. Play for better payouts on Pick 6. It's super easy to get started. Just select 2 or more players, choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. Pick 6 is available in most states including Texas, Missouri, California, Georgia, and more. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick 6 customers play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award is non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promo.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Almost.
Hey! Morning Huddle, 9-4-1.
Oh,
Hey!
While I'm thinking about it, it is set. The date is in. It is April the 14th. Golf Club of Texas. We're playing golf.
Why don't they give us a thing to talk about
it? I keep waiting for them to show it, but I've seen it on the socials. It's on our page. Prepare yourselves, friends.
Prepare your bodies.
Time to play golf yet again. We've called ahead. The weather's going to be fantastic. We'll have AJ doing taxes for you when you show up on the 14th. We'll do your taxes, and you can play a round of golf. The taxes will be on us. You're gonna
as you know, I don't pay taxes, so it's going to be.
We'll do your taxes. Now, there's no guarantee.
I'm not giving anything to the government.
But
they don't give any. I don't want their help. They don't want mine.
For those that have been, we have a good time. If you are eager to get in front of folks just like you, of like mind, we're always in need and in desire of whole sponsorships. If you'd like that,
I'll sponsor your hole.
Well, we got you. You said hole. You said hole. But it is a lot of fun.
You've got a sponsored hole.
One of the best things we do. April the 14th, Golf Club of Texas. Go ahead and plan according. Save the date, as it were.
Hey, save the date for today at 2 o'clock from 2 to 6. Join the Blitz at Round Table Pizza.
Are they going to bring Manu with them?
22815 Highway 281. Jason and Joe broadcasting live. Yeah. Swing by, have a pizza and a drink, and enjoy the Blitz this Friday.
So they're just
at Round Table Pizza
doing their show yesterday at King Paddle or
Paddle
King or something like that. And Manu's just there.
Let's call it Paddle Palace.
Just there.
He was just there randomly?
He was literally just there. They pulled him on. He has a great interview. Good stuff on the Spurs. Yeah. Just happenstance, man. Sometimes you're just living right.
I'll be damned.
Walking into Manu playing paddleball or
pickleball.
Was it pickle or paddle? I don't know.
I'm guessing it was pickleball.
What saved them was Manu. What
saved them?
What was going to be ripe for a fair amount of ridicule for the next couple of weeks. There's a video of those two playing, well, I wouldn't playing as a broad word, attempting paddleball, pickleball, whatever the hell that is. And
were they bad at it?
I didn't know
I should have gone and embarrassed them.
To whiff Joe. And this was probably a couple of takes.
Joe did it?
Joe whiffed. Like total eyes closed.
What? I expect that from Minix.
Whiff. And this was the video they decided to publish. This was the good one.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why I had an expectation that Joe would be a good athlete, but I picture him as one. At least in his prime, I picture him as one. Like Minix, I don't picture as a good athlete.
Just because he's not tall?
Well, he's short, and I know he was a great big fat person at one point.
He played football at he's a Copperas Cove Bulldogs.
Okay.
For Hal Mummy.
Yeah. But
he'll tell you.
Yeah, but you're talking about how many years ago?
I don't pretend to be a great I've never picked up a paddle. I don't know if I could do it either, but I know that if this was like you're putting out a video, by the time you see the video, I'm going to look like I've been playing all my life. You're not going to see me whiff on anything.
I'm telling
they just sent that out into the ether like, here you go, this is me looking goofy playing a game that no one should be playing anyway. The air fryer of sports. I say it again.
I'm telling you, you and I could beat Jason and Joe at paddleball or
I think
pickleball.
I could too, but that I don't think it would. I could beat them tonight. They could go practice for months.
I'm telling you, I think I can.
But anyway, they stumble into Manu, which I found was really.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, and for him, Manu to kind of sit down and talk about his team and himself, it was really cool.
Pretty cool.
That's why you go out and see these remotes. Who knows who shows up today?
You never know. They talked to they talked to Manu about Wimby.
The NBA is amazing. Whenever you think you've seen it all, there's something else. I remember when Blake Griffin came to the league, that he was doing things that we never seen. When LeBron came, when Durant came, and then you see somebody like Victor, or you see Ja Morant doing what he's doing. There's so much talent, and so many kids want to play in the NBA, and they work their butts off to make it. And we are able to see things like that. So watching Victor play and grow and develop is such a privilege, and it's so much fun. So we are thrilled.
We talking about Hector Banana Bread there?
Hector Banana Bread.
Yeah,
that's right, Bubba. Wow. Hector Banana Bread.
For a minute there were some thoughts that Manu might play a role in the Spurs' future, coaching something. He was hanging around the locker room a lot for a couple years. Last year, he's taken on an NBA investment role. He's handling a lot of financial things.
They
in
asked
South
him
America.
how often he's around the facility as well.
Yes, I was there this morning when they were practicing. I'm part of the organization in some way, and I always be. So whenever I have a chance, I stop by, I talk to them. The coaches and strength coaches and trainers and media guys.
Absolutely.
I know them for 25 years now, so they are family.
So he's still hanging around the building,
as is typical. I mean, he lives out by the I was going to call it the Star.
The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock says Manu lives down the street.
The Victory Capital Performance Center. He's too nice to be a coach, though.
Frank says they said they would take y'all in any sport, anytime, any place. They didn't say that.
They did not.
That's literally impossible.
Although between us, we only have 2 good knees.
I think that's enough, friend.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. What would you, if you said 2-on-2 basketball, what dollar amount would you put on us to beat Jason and Joe?
They wouldn't score.
I would say you would. I'm not even a basketball player. I'm not.
But I wouldn't let them score.
But I guarantee Rob and I would wreck them.
No, they wouldn't score.
I can't think of a sport like an athletic contest they would beat us at.
Bowling might be one they'd take me. I'm not a very good bowler.
I'm a pretty good bowler.
See, I'm pretty lousy.
Me too.
I've never pretended to be a good bowler. I wish I was a better bowler. I'm kind of ashamed.
What's your highest score?
Oh,
have you ever been
I've ever broken 100.
Oh, okay.
I haven't bowled that very.
That's
very
pretty
many
bad.
times. No,
My
I'm a
average is
terrible
like
bowler.
215.
No, I've.
Oh, damn.
I bowl with hammer balls.
No, I've never. I wish I was better. And used to guys would take girls on dates to go bowling. And I was always afraid to do that because I was such a terrible bowler.
Oh man, you'll be embarrassed.
No, I have like a weird. I have a weird bowling, kind of an effeminate bowling swing. It just,
and you're left-handed
yeah,
too, right?
I saw a video of me bowling, and no, I don't. No one needs to see or be around that. I don't know how it went so wrong.
Your average is 215, Vic.
At one point, yeah.
Damn, that's good,
Is
man.
it?
Yeah, I've broken 200 maybe 3 times ever.
Never.
But
I was in a league for a while, and
I'm pretty consistent, like 160, 170. I've never been in a league, but I can make it. I can make it spin and all that.
Yeah,
I can throw it really hard.
I can do that too. That's how I used to bowl.
I have 2 main balls that I rotate, and I have a spare ball.
Oh,
that
did you have your own
own
ball?
3 bowling balls?
Yeah.
You have your own bowling shoes?
Yeah.
Oh,
damn! You are a good bowler.
Yeah.
I don't have any of that stuff.
I mean, through time, it's not like I bought it all at once, and then like I've been bowling since I was little.
Do you have a bowling shirt?
I have a bowling shirt.
Actually, I do.
I knew you would.
You have to have a bowling shirt, but did you ever bowl in a league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you? Oh God, no. What am I, a nerd?
Well, I always,
I was in a league recently at Thousand Oaks Bowl, and Old School was All-Star Lanes off of Roosevelt on the south side. They closed it down though, but
I
that's
remember
where I started.
Back in the
All-Star
day,
Lanes,
there was a bowling alley downtown. I forget where it's called. And I knew a dude that was
Herman Sons?
No, it's not the Herman and Sons, which I've been to recently.
Okay.
But there was another one where they actually still had human pin setters.
Oh yeah.
And it was down close to Central Catholic, and I knew a dude that was like a pin setter.
My grandmother used to be in a bowling league. My grandmother was like 5'1", like 90 pounds, a little tiny lady. But my grandmother loved to bowl, and when she would bowl, like of course you couldn't do this now. I mean, she would probably go through a pack of cigarettes and about 20 Bud Heavies during one round of bowling. Like, she'd come home from bowling night hammered, reeking of Marlboros.
Well, a good bowling alley has to smell like an ashtray.
Winston's. I don't know why. I think it was Winston's she smoked.
Or Lucky
Winston
Strike.
Reds, yeah.
Or was it Lucky Strike?
I think it was
filterless?
I think it was Winston's.
Winston Lungs,
and she didn't go for Bud Light.
No.
She went for Bud Heavy.
The heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But a great bowling alley has to be has a layer of grime on it.
Oh yeah.
And you brought up Herman Sons, which is it still open?
I don't know.
Brigade Bar. Anybody help out there? The Herman Sons Bowling Alley down there in Southtown. Is that still open? Because if it is,
that'd be a cool place.
That's worth a visit, man.
Yeah.
You literally step into the 1950s.
Well, they might beat us at bowling.
No, they won't beat us.
But they're not. Pickleball. The basketball, nothing like that. They're not beating it. Volleyball. I don't even know how to play volleyball. They ain't beating us at volleyball. Tetherball.
Foursquare.
They ain't built for it.
What's the other one? What's the
gang fighting?
What's that?
Washers.
Cornhole.
Oh, I played some cornhole, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
That
should be the one.
My son's best friend up in Vegas. My son's best friend actually. He's like sponsored. Like he's a really good cornhole player. And they have cornhole league night, and they had me come fill in for his dad once because he plays with his dad, and it's like, dude, I'm a pretty good cornhole player. I ain't gonna lie, I'm pretty good at cornhole.
If it involves alcohol, I'm pretty good at all of them, at least in my memory.
Oh, you know what?
You know what? Drinking, I'm pretty good at it.
You know what? They've got us at golf. I'm a terrible golfer.
Oh, yeah,
Rob is not a good golfer.
And Joe's a golfer. Joe can swing.
Yeah, they can beat us at golf.
Yes.
That's it.
Isn't Pledge real good?
Oh, Pledge.
Oh yeah.
Pledge is
unless you're secretly really good.
Nope.
I didn't think so.
Never played golf.
But if you want to prove it, April the 14th, golf course of Texas. get your foursome together. If you're all alone, we'll find you some friends. Get yourself signed up as fast as possible. Go to SA Sports Star for all the details. We always, and I'll say it again, always sell out 2 weeks prior. Always. So if you're going to play, get in early.
Man, we had a good time, too, at that last one. So it sucks waking up early and going and sitting out there in the cold. But
well, we've got a couple months to negotiate a game. So where maybe we can get
indoors.
Yeah. Or maybe we get to play, actually.
We should. But although we had a good time just riding around, getting drunk with people.
Well, I think we have more fun doing that, but I would like to play.
Occasionally smack a golf ball, and, there's worse things in life.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm down for it. I'm down for a good time, good day out at the golf course. So
April 14th.
April 14th, I'll be there. Be there with bells on even. All right. God, the show's kind of gotten away from us. We didn't even talk about Rams, Philly. We didn't talk about Baltimore, Buffalo.
Well, it's good that we have another hour to do so.
We do. So in the next hour of the program, we're going to deep dive into those two games. And
Spurs tonight, get another rematch, one of those weird NBA
fight
back, stay at home.
We had the what was on paper the game of the year last night, and the Thunder absolutely smacked the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. That they were up by at one point I think they were up 40 points. I mean it was a bloodletting. And then so the final was 134-114. That's because the Thunder sat everybody in the fourth quarter, and the Cavs cut it to 20.
Yeah, the Cavs never showed up.
No,
they got. It was a boat race, a beating the likes of which you'd like to think when they went into the locker room, Kenny Atkinson said, "Let's just act as if and tuck this away," because it was such a beating. They were never in it. The two best teams in basketball, and one of them didn't show up.
Well, and quite frankly, the Thunder didn't play their best game. They
didn't even have Hartenstein or Chet, so no,
right.
they were shorthanded to start with, and they pantsed them. Boy, Gilgeous is the strangest example of an MVP because he does nothing flashy. There is nothing flashy about his game at all. Literally, he will lay it up in prototypical perfect form. Instead of a dunk, he'll take the easiest jump shot available to him, and he'll put 40 on you in 10 minutes.
He put up a 40-burger last night. You go through their three-point shooting. The Jalen Williamses, 2 of 9 combined. Shea, 1 of 5. Adam Flagler, 0 of 8. Lugens Dortz, 6 of 9, carried them. I mean, it was a whooping. All right, we'll talk those other games, the Sunday games next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The new $7 Lux Cravings Box from Taco Bell with 3 indulgent full-size classics, chips, nacho cheese sauce, and a drink for just $7 at participating stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
Pizza craving? We've got you covered at Round Table Pizza. We've been crafting pizzas with premium, high-quality ingredients for over 60 years. From our made-from-scratch dough to our savory toppings piled all the way to the edge. Find your nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
Hey guys, AJ from the Morning Huddle for SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house located at 281 in Bitters. They have tournaments going every day. I'm playing in a lot of those tournaments, and I'll make you a deal. You meet me on the tables, you knock me out of that tournament, we'll refund your entry for that day. All you got to do is take me out of the tournament, and you're going to get your money back. 281 in Bitters, great atmosphere, great dealers, great vibes at SA Card House. Great food at Foster's Bar and Grill. Don't miss it. I will see you on the tables.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now, sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline, no waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots at 281 northbound, just past Redland Road. That wreck is in the left lane as you stop and go from 1604, so about a 5-minute delay. 35 southbound Schertz Parkway, that wreck did clear. And on 14 eastbound, just past Fredericksburg Road, that's a disabled vehicle right lane. Now, we do have that ongoing road work downtown on 35 upper level, southbound, that connector to get onto westbound I-10. It's got the roadway reduced to 1 lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs look for some get back tonight as they get the Grizzlies again. A tip at 8:30. Spurs sit at 19-20, sub 500, 12th in the West. It's the divisional round of the playoffs this weekend. Of course, you can catch the games live right here. We'll start with the doubleheader tomorrow with the Texans in Kansas City, followed by the Lions welcoming the Commanders in at 7. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
9:01. Oh, it's the Morning Huddle, 94.1.
We are yet 55 minutes away from 48 hours of R&R, or A&R.
Yes.
Everybody else is heading off to a Monday of revelry and Martin Luther King marching. So those heading into a 3-day weekend, be safe. And if you can do that, make sure you lock your door.
55 minutes. Oh. Pledger says, wait, Vic has a spare ball. You didn't know that about Vic?
Yeah, well,
we call him Try Nuts for a reason around here.
You buy
I have 3. I do have 3.
Yes. Yes. You never know when one of the first 2 are going to go out.
You never know.
He learned that with kidneys. He's like, man, if I could have had 3 kidneys, I would have.
Yeah, but instead I got
3 balls. Yeah, God gave him a choice, and now in hindsight he would have taken the
Actually, the spare ball that I use, it was a house ball that the guy gave me, and I just had it re-drilled.
let's make a deal. I'm with you. I'm a doctor. I'm making a deal with you.
Okay.
I can give you a fully functioning second kidney right now.
Okay.
In exchange, you have to give me one of your testicles.
Nope.
What?
Nope. I have 2.5 right now.
What if
Manu seems to be functioning fine with just one?
Yeah, like, and they'll put
He's
a ball.
carried
They'll
on.
put a ball bearing in there, and it'll still look
Ball
and feel
bearing.
normal. But like,
Imagine me going through an airport.
Okay.
No magnets, please.
I've always
How
heard
about
of
this?
Or me
brass.
getting an MRI.
How about this? You give me one of your testicles, I give you a fully functioning pancreas.
I think
Now
you can
that's a
get by
deal?
with-
Maybe.
I think you can get by with just one.
I think you can. You can still bang and stuff.
Yeah, you're not looking to.
You're not trying to have kids.
Yeah,
No,
you're
I
not
don't-
looking to.
I've been
Profligate?
snipped. I've been snipped
Yeah.
since 05.
So what do
know,
you?
so-
I mean,
Well,
most of us gave ours up a long time ago anyway.
Yeah.
My wife's been holding on to mine for
I know.
years.
Your
You
wife
could,
has
you
your-
could give up one.
You'd make that deal for the pancreas, wouldn't you?
probably that's something to think about.
That's a
'cause
good
I
deal.
hate being diabetic. Ugh.
Yeah.
I just wish I could eat a chocolate bar and not worry about it.
But not a kidney, huh?
I don't know. If I was a drinker, yes, but I'm not.
Yeah, but maybe
So-
you would be if you had a functioning pancreas and kidney.
Oh yeah, I'd be an alcoholic. In
Now
a month.
what about this deal?
Okay.
I'll give you a fully functioning pancreas
Okay.
and a second kidney.
Okay.
So now suddenly you're a picture of health.
But you lose 3 inches.
You lose, yeah, but your penis size is cut in half,
Shrink up.
literally cut in half,
he
length
loses
and
an inch?
width.
Nope. Won't do it.
Really?
I won't do it. No.
I
Now,
got
you know
several-
you could
I-
die.
That's fine.
Well, I got a
I'd
few
rather
inches I
die
can
like
give
that.
up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I don't get the pellets for nothing. You know, I need to
Are
use
we taking
something.
length or girth?
Both. It's you're literally 50% length and girth.
No. To double it, maybe.
And what would I get?
Vic would get a
Because
fully functioning
This
pancreas
isn't-
and
but
kidney.
See, the thing about this question is, I don't care how big mine is. I'm fine.
That's
you know
what I'm
I mean?
saying.
It's not really my concern.
My
I'm
wife
going to
can-
end up the same no matter what.
You can get your wife to get that Brooke Shields surgery.
Something like
where they
that.
tighten her up.
Because I'm going to be just fine. And suddenly I have a fully functioning something new?
Right.
Yeah.
You might want to talk to the
I'm doing
significant
okay with the
other
one
about
kidney
that.
though. It's been 20 years already on one kidney, so I've been all right.
But the pancreas,
But the
that's
pancreas,
a good deal,
yeah,
man.
it's zero function.
Imagine no more pricking your finger. You just all of a
Every
sudden
morning I
you're-
do that.
All of a sudden you're
Every
just
morning.
kind of you're a little wee. That's all.
I don't know. Maybe
I'd
put in
be
a
fine.
prosthetic.
I would say you just have to buy some. You'd have to buy a toy box, like you
Yeah.
know, take care of your wife. I mean, you'll still get yours. It'll work.
That's what I'm saying.
It'll be fully functioning.
I
It's
lose.
just a lot smaller.
I'm going to be all right. My pants will fit better.
I won't give up the length.
I think,
Sorry.
I think you would.
I've been working on this length forever.
What do you do? Like you hang a dumbbell
Stretching? What are
from
you
it? You
talking
stretch
about?
it?
I mean, you would working
Yeah.
on it.
I have a little
Vic,
pump.
Vic walks around with like a string and a string and a dumbbell.
Have
Like,
you seen those like Shaolin monks that'll pull a train with their nuts?
Oh yeah,
You know, like
no.
attach a chain to their nuts, like pull a semi.
that's Vic with his
what-
penis.
that-
I've been working on
Oh,
my leg.
working on it all year. You want to see something impressive?
You go into Vic's
Put
house.
this chain on the front
He's
of your
got
car.
he's got a swing. By the way, I was looking at houses yesterday, and this house had in one of the bedrooms like a big hook where you could tell like.
Oh, that they had a swing in
I
there.
know what you're
little
doing with
sex
that.
chair actually going on
I
in there.
may
Vic's
or may
hanging-
not have those in my room right now.
Oh,
So you're
and
like
Vic's hanging from it,
like a
except
Cirque
he's
du
hanging from
Soleil
his penis,
performer.
just hanging so it'll stretch. Like he's like spinning around, like he
looks like Pink in concert. Go ahead.
Oh God! All right, we'll talk some football
Iron
here.
Balls McGinty.
The Sunday games start at what 2? Is that right? 2 our time.
I
think so.
think it's a 2:00 start.
So Saturday's 3:30 and 7, which I wish they were early games Saturday because I'm going to watch the UFC fights on Saturday night, and that's going to interfere with the Commanders-Lions game, which is unfortunate. But that's also the game I care least about this weekend. But I think the Rams-Eagles has a chance to be a really good game because what I saw from the Rams last week was really impressive. They were underdogs. They everything went wrong for them. They didn't get to play their home game. They had to take their show on the road, and it didn't matter. They showed out. They looked really good. And the Eagles looked not really good. And I know that I think the Eagles are a much better team.
Yeah.
But if you told me if there's an upset brewing this weekend, I certainly think the Rams could do it. I think the Rams can pull that off.
They've got every piece of equipment to do it. But the only way it could happen is if Philly does not show up. And even at 75%, I think the Eagles could beat them. But if they show up flat-footed and let Stafford start feeling himself, it could get out of hand. I just don't think there's enough there, though.
I'm going to tell you this. Like watching A.J. Brown, he is not healthy. He's not right. And like all the story is him reading a book on the sideline. A, I don't think he likes Jalen Hurts very much.
He doesn't.
But B, I don't think he's healthy. I don't think do you really believe A.J. Brown reads that book on the sideline all the time? I don't believe that at all.
That was such a bizarre photo, and I think it encapsulates a lot of what's been going on behind the scenes with Philly. Because they're not playing up to expectations. They're not playing up to the level of their talent. And when you see that happen, I just keep thinking that Philly has been here enough that they're trying something different because what they've done before didn't work. I don't think I saw all of the Philly game plan the other day. I think they came in planning not to show much. And I could be very wrong here. And I think that the Rams came in against a team that was just flat out of gas. I think Minnesota was emotionally bankrupt. I don't think there was anything left for them, and I don't know why they were, but it just felt like they were flat, that Darnold couldn't find it again, that they kept trying to find that emotional lift that had carried them during the season, and it was gone. So I don't know how good of a win the Rams were, but I do know the thing that I give more credit to anything in the playoffs is experience and savvy, and they've got that. They can beat you just because they know how to beat you, and you don't know how to do it because you're new here.
My worry is the Rams are not a great run defense.
They're not.
They miss tackles. You can't do that. You're going to give up a big chunk if you do that. But
so what happens if the Eagles come out and play a game like we saw from Detroit against Minnesota? That literally the emotion is there. They play with everything they need. They put them to bed early, and they start rolling. Can they play themselves back into the thought that we had about 6 weeks ago where they could maybe win a Super Bowl? Because now, in my mind, they have slipped over the last month to, an also-ran. And if they're an also-ran today, if they lose against the Rams, what happens to this team?
I don't know. I know Philly fan has high expectation always, and Philly fan is almost obnoxious in that way. But if they lose this game, I think you're going to start hearing Sirianni talk again. He's not going to go anywhere, but you're going to hear fans say, we want him gone.
I don't know how much longer you give him. I mean, really. And I think because of how they looked last week, I thought this is a team that's flat, or they are playing with a very limited budget. They came into the game with, this is what we're going to do, and it's only going to be Saquon. We're going to run Saquon, and we're not going to tip our hand on any of our other offensive schemes or plans. And they didn't even crack that part of the game plan. Or they're not capable of running the rest of that game plan because Jalen's not there and AJ's hurt. Wide receivers aren't enough. Offensive line isn't blocking the way they want, and Jalen Hurts couldn't get the ball to them even if they could.
Let's think about this for a second. Nick Sirianni has been the coach of the Eagles for 4 years. His record in those 4 years, 9-8, 14-3, 11-6, 14-3. That totals 48-20 with a Super Bowl appearance. Yeah. And you're saying you don't know how much longer they can keep him if he loses this game.
Because of this. Isn't
that crazy?
Because most teams get their coach and they start acquiring talent, and then they hope it all comes together. Well, this one, I think they had the talent, and they had a coach try to catch up. Then they added more talent with Saquon, and they're still trying to figure out who they are. And as this is going on, they're having some attrition on other parts of the football team. So they've never quite reached that pinnacle point where everything is ready,
Yeah.
And because of that, you're always going to have some insecurity because there's still work to be done no matter what. And Sirianni, I think on the field, game day is probably pretty good coach. It's during the week with fans and his team that I think he loses them. I don't think A.J. Brown likes him either.
No.
I really don't. And I think there's a lot of players on that team that don't like him when they're losing and, will put up with him when they're winning.
I also wonder how much of their success, the year they went to the Super Bowl, how much of it should be attributed to
former coaches,
Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon, who are no longer there. And anytime you lose both, and that's what the Lions need to worry about. But although, again, the Philadelphia Eagles were 14-3 this season.
They're a good team, man. They really are. And there's just the ongoing, how good really is Jalen Hurts?
I mean, that's my biggest question with them.
I mean, is he the one that went to the Super Bowl, or is he just this average quarterback that can get you across on a 4th-and-1 scenario? Is he just a fourth down machine?
I think that he's a product of having a really badass offensive line is what he really is. But
I want him to be successful, not because I like the Eagles or hate the Eagles. I just want to see this iteration of AJ and Hurts and all of this that they've been working on reach a completion, reach the pinnacle of what they've been working on for 5 years.
I don't want him to succeed because he went to Oklahoma. I don't cheer for anybody who went to Oklahoma.
Oh, there's a lot of reasons to dislike him. He left the state of Texas to go play at Alabama. I mean, and then he went to OU. You should never be allowed back in the state.
I agree. But no, I think I'm gonna. You know what? I'll go and I'll call it. Rams win this game.
Oh, I'm not going to go that far.
I'm going to make and this is me saying I thought the Eagles were going to win the NFC all season long.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't look right to me right now, and they probably should have lost last week. If the Packers could have gotten out of their own way, I think they would have lost. So I'll take the Rams. I'll take the because I know I've got a better coach. I know I've got a better quarterback.
I'm not going to argue with any of it. I would like to see the Eagles playing at their best, playing Detroit at their best to send the NFC's best. That's what I would like to see. So I'd like to see Philadelphia play well, and I think they're going to play well enough to win. Though they are going to be a tough out.
I'm very much of the belief in the playoffs. If you have the better coach and the better quarterback, that's like 80% of the battle.
I was going to say 90, but yeah.
I mean, defenses matter too, but I think it really boils down to those two things. Mm-hmm. And I think the Rams have a clear edge in both of those categories.
And that, from the neck up, yes.
That is like that is a big deal, man. That is a big deal. Now, offensive line, Eagles. Defense, Eagles. Like there's a lot of stuff that says the Eagle, and obviously Saquon is
they're more talented. I mean, there's more talent on the Eagles.
They've got better
team.
players,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're giving me the better coach and the better quarterback, I've got a real chance of winning that game, and the Rams have that.
And I like the Rams story. It's going to be a fun story, but God forbid we've got the Rams in the NFC Championship game. You know,
Why?
it just feels like it would be. There's no excitement with the Rams. Is there anything that I can't wait to see the Rams play other than watching?
I mean, you got one of the best young wide receivers in the league in Puka. You've got you got a dynamic running back, Kyron. I mean, they're a fun team to watch, I think.
Kinda, maybe. But when you're talking about Puka, you're telling me he's the best possession receiver in the NFL. He's certainly not the lightning strike. And Stafford been around the block so many times that I know that story.
Cooper Kupp is a Super Bowl MVP. Had like a million catches.
If he's healthy, he'll be out there. It just feels boring. It does. It feels like the Rams.
I don't get that vibe about the Rams.
I don't know why I get that.
Dude, if anything's boring, it's the Eagles with the brotherly shove and
Saquon with 2,000 and the tush push. I don't know. It just feels like the Rams are kind of like, if I end up with a Rams-Chiefs Super Bowl, yawn. Oh, that's my worst nightmare.
Yeah, I don't know.
It kind of is. I don't know why it would be, but I don't want that. So many other good stories out there, and end up with the Rams.
Well, I'd be good with a Rams-Bills Super Bowl.
Well, you'd be good with the Bills because you'd win.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy for Josh Allen too. I'm just looking for some cachet.
I've still got fingers crossed for a Rams or a Commanders-Bills Super Bowl. That's what I really want.
Well, actually, see, that would be so unique. It'd be worth the watch.
Please,
but
baby Jesus in the sky, give me Commanders-Bills.
Spending 2 weeks trying to find angles for the Rams and Chiefs. How much we'd be seeing
Well, let's face it. With the Chiefs, I mean, the story is they've got a chance to win 3 in a row.
And that's all it would be.
And that, I mean, which is incredible.
And old man Stafford.
And we're going to be talking about, let's also talk about this. If Stafford wins a second Super Bowl, I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he'll go from a certain Hall of Famer to a certain first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. You can find a story. There's been way more boring Super Bowls than anything they can put together this year. I'll tell you that.
But the Rams are the most boring, the mundane of all that are still playing.
If it's Texans-Rams, then we got a real problem.
Oh, can you imagine?
But I don't think we're going to get to that point. All right, we'll talk Bills-Ravens on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got a new trouble spot on 37, southeast side of town. On the frontage road, 37 southbound Fair Avenue, accident blocking the intersection. Highway 90 eastbound General McMullen on the west side. That's a stall. It's off to the shoulder. Northeast side on 410 eastbound at Starcrest, we've got a stall off to the shoulder. And downtown, 35 upper level, southbound that connector to westbound I-10. The connector ramp is reduced to 1 lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
Every day, a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-384-3434. 800-384-3434. 800-384-3434.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back, I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Cricket, would you like to rap at the Testicle Festival? Can you give me a little rap?
You want me to spit a rap?
Yeah, I want you to spit a rap.
About balls? Yo, Testicle Festival. It's like an extraterrestrial. Widen my eyes when I see them calf fries.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
On Super Sunday, you could be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at PorkRinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at PorkRinds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Whoop, whoop, woo. Bills-Ravens, the nightcap on Sunday. Ooh, game of the week.
Game of the week of the year, baby. It's our first Super Bowl.
Now, this is the game, for a good chunk of this season, most people have thought. Now, the Chiefs they've had the best record. The Chiefs are 15-2. They were the most successful team in terms of wins and losses. But most people all season long have thought that the Bills, the Ravens, and the Lions are the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the teams to beat. There's a reason why the Chiefs aren't the Super Bowl favorites. It's because the thought is those three teams are better than them.
They are more talented.
I mean, the Bills beat the Chiefs, beat their ass, quite frankly. But these Bills and Ravens, this is a matchup of the next in line quarterbacks. Like, you don't get games like this very often. Like, we did get Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes in a AFC title game, which was awesome.
And we've had Mahomes and
Allen, which I don't want to see anymore, quite frankly, unless it's next week.
Yeah, I kind of do. Tell me this. What does Buffalo do to beat them? What's the one thing when you – and we'll do both sides of the ball. On offense, what does the offense have to do against the Baltimore defense?
Josh Allen has to have a Josh Allen game.
So
he has
300 total yards.
Yeah. And what I do trust about Josh is – in big games, he is a very willing runner, and I don't think there's a defense in the league that if Josh decides he's gonna run on you that can stop him. Like, I think he's that elite as a mobile quarterback, because other mobile quarterbacks historically don't have the threat of the downfield arm that Josh has. Like,
he's John Elway. Anybody who watched John Elway play, he is John all over again. Same cannon arm. It's right there. On defense,
they have to stop. They have to stop Derrick Henry.
Okay, I was going to say, what's your poison? Which poison are you going to pick?
You let Lamar beat you.
Lamar. Okay.
But now I'll say this: that when the Ravens beat the snot out of the Bills in, what was it, week? I don't remember.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was in September.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
It was early in the season. It was 35-10. But Matt Milano was out. Terrell Bernard was out. Like, their starting linebackers were all gone. If you don't have linebackers against the Ravens, like, you're SOL. Those guys are healthy now. I think that they can put. I mean, if you let the Ravens run on you all game, you've lost. If you fall behind early to the Ravens, like if you fall down 2 scores, the game is over.
So let's go on the other side. We know what Josh Allen is, and I'm the Baltimore defense. What do I do?
You spy Josh Allen, and you hope that you make tackles.
Yeah,
I mean, you really do, and the weapon. I mean, the weapons for the Bills downfield aren't elite. Like, Amari Cooper's no longer like a top tier receiver. Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman. These are good players, not great players. Right. But I also think that if you watched the Bills last week, the Ravens are probably thinking, we want to force them to throw the ball down the field, because the Bills last week, it was spamming the run. All they did was just run the ball over and over and over again and have these long, drawn-out possessions. And that's the scary thing about the Bills, and the Ravens for that matter, is both of them have the capability of being explosive offenses because of who their quarterbacks are.
But they prefer
for the most part,
play drive. Yeah.
They want to drive it and drive it and drive it. The Bills have to have sustained drive. And quite frankly, I'll project right now, whoever loses the turnover battle in this game loses the game. if you give the ball away, you're going to lose.
Because you won't see it again for 8 minutes.
Yep. You can't afford to give away possessions. You can't.
Who can Buffalo afford to win without? Can you take Cook out of the game and still win? Can you take tight end out of the game or one of the tight ends out of the game and still win? I mean, is there somebody, apart from Josh Allen, that has to come to play? Is it Cook?
I mean, that would be the ideal guy.
Uh-huh.
But I really don't. The Bills are so dependent. They're more dependent on one player than any team in the league. Maybe the Chiefs. Maybe the Chiefs are.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, the comparisons go back to Elway yet again because he was alone on those Denver teams. There was nobody of any substance on that offense but him.
It's like Ed McCaffrey.
Yeah, I mean, there just wasn't anything there. And I feel so much like this is the time for Josh and the Buffalo to take that step. They don't have the best guys, but they got the best guys to do what they're supposed to do right now.
Yeah. I also love that they're playing this game in Buffalo, and it is going to be cold. It's going to be miserable.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
And Josh Allen seems to thrive in it. Lamar is going to be out there wearing his shiesty, the thing over his face, cover up his nose, all that stuff. Josh Allen's going to be out there smiling, and I dig that.
I said before the Notre Dame-Penn State game for Notre Dame, if not now, when? At some point, you're going to have to take that.
One of these two teams is going to take that step.
But are both of them to the point where there is no win? I mean, I still feel like there's still meat on the bone for Buffalo if they do go south. If something goes bad this year, I think you got 4 more years of a stellar Allen and you can retool.
Well, the thing is,
I'm starting to wonder about Baltimore. How much longer can you rely on this?
The Ravens got revitalized when they got Derrick Henry, I think. The Bills, if you remember, the Bills were not expected to be as good as they are this year. The Bills were picked 3rd in the AFC East, behind the Jets and the Dolphins. Like, people thought the Bills were going to be like a 10-win team this season, 9-win team. And the Bills just, because of Josh Allen.
And the absence of, I think Diggs leaving, everybody just took a
they just changed.
And went, now we can play.
They changed how they do it. And anytime you lose like your best offensive weapon, it sucks in a way because it makes you less capable of doing certain things. But what it did was, you take the bitching and crying out of the locker room. Like, if you're on this team and you want it to be about you, it's going to be very difficult because Josh Allen is that dude. Like, and if you're not Josh Allen, like no one can. Like, the idea that a receiver was playing with Josh Allen and complaining about it is so mind blowing to me. Like, you don't ever hear anyone complaining about playing with Mahomes or Joe Burrow. Like, that's why I said Stephon Diggs can go. If you're complaining about having one of the best quarterbacks in the world, beat it. Good luck.
I think if they do lose, and in my mind they probably will because I think Baltimore is just going to win it all. I don't want this to be a team that, the fandom goes, all right, we got to change everything. This isn't it. I think continuity is key here. I don't know if Allen can play any better than he is this year, though. I don't know. I think he's able to maintain what he's doing, but I don't think he can bring anything more to the table than he has. He should get the MVP. He's been the best player in the league, or at least the most valuable player in the league all year long. You've reached your pinnacle, man. I don't think Josh Allen can play any better. If he's going to carry you alone, this is the last opportunity to do it.
3 straight seasons, the Bills have lost in this round. Won a wild card round and then lost in this round. They lost to the Chiefs twice. They lost to the Bengals once. They've only had one AFC championship game run in this stretch, and when they showed up there, they got their ass kicked by the Chiefs.
Well,
but this is the time, man. This is the time for them to make it happen. And I think I don't have I'm not going to make a prediction on this game. I don't have a good feel for how it's going to go. And a lot of it is I am emotionally invested in it. I'm not going to have a single dollar on this game. I refuse to because I want to watch it.
Maybe the under. Maybe in there.
Yeah,
last second.
It's a scary under though with those two quarterbacks, isn't it?
Yeah. This is going to be such an extraordinary game. It could very well be the game of the year.
I hope it is, man. I hope it is, and I hope the Bills win. I've said all year long, I think the Ravens are the worst stylistic matchup for Buffalo. Like, this is a dreadful matchup for the Bills, but they are so much healthier now than they were when they played them the first time. I think it's going to be a much different game. And again, like I said about the key to the Ravens is you can't let them jump out to a big lead early. If you do that, it's just such an uphill climb that it's difficult to get out of that hole. And without, if Henry's not running for 200, you're not going to be buried all immediately. So the avalanche doesn't start. If you can keep that early avalanche from starting, you're in good shape. Now, the other thing is, historically, in the history of the NFL, the best quarterback against the spread in the first half of football games in the history of time is Lamar Jackson. The best quarterback against the spread in the second half in the history of time is Joshua Allen.
See, I'd rather have the second half. I mean, I'm the guy closing strong.
Well, that's when you've got Josh Allen, you feel like you're never behind too much.
Right.
Like you can come back. And that there is something to that. But again, like I said, when you get down to the Ravens and the Ravens jump on you early, they're tough to hold down early. So that's fascinating to me.
I get the sense that you described what's going to happen. My sense is Baltimore's going to start hot. They're going to come out a lot like Denver did. They're going to come swinging their hardest and maybe get a lead, and they're going to hold it till about the middle of the fourth when the Ravens suddenly start to question if they're the Ravens. But before, and Allen becomes the Josh Allen of before, and it gets crazy late. That's what I expect to see.
Well, I'm hoping, and that'd be exciting if we get a last-second touchdown drive. Now, I don't want it to be like the time the Chiefs had a last-second touchdown drive when I thought the Bills had just won the game with a last-second touchdown drive. But
well, the Ravens, they tend to play to the level of their opponent in the fourth quarter. You know that they will allow you an opportunity if you are down because Harbaughs, plural, tend to go a little bit too conservative. So even if you're down as a Buffalo Bill fan and you're down by 10 or 12 in the middle of the fourth, you know that Baltimore will probably give you at least one more shot.
J-Rod says Lamar leads in stats over Allen. How is Allen the MVP? Well, look at stats per snap. Look at yards per snap they've been on the field because Josh Allen is sitting on the sideline wearing a coat in a lot of fourth quarters that Lamar Jackson's still playing hard in. And also, there's a lot more talent around Lamar Jackson than there is around Josh Allen. When you talk about the most valuable player,
that's it. It's not the best player.
You could make an argument that Derrick Henry's as important to that offense because the Ravens' offense didn't look like this last year. I can tell you that.
Which is why Josh should win it because Lamar's the best player in football, but it took a Derrick Henry to get him
over the hump.
Where they are.
Yeah. Josh Allen does a lot. I mean, it is the Josh Allen show, and the fact that team is good is a testament to how great of a season Josh Allen's had. All right, I got to tell you guys about SA Card House. I'll be there on Sunday, playing in the tag team tournament. That's right, two players. You got to have a buddy for this one. My buddy came into town from Houston. He said, let's do it, dude. So we're going to head out there and play that thing. But if you're not into that, no big deal. They've got individual tournaments happening every single night of the week. They've got cash games going 24/7. I'm telling you, when we drive in at 3:30, 3:45 in the morning, you drive by there, the parking lot's damn near full. People in there playing cash games all night. It is just a great environment. It's the premier card room in San Antonio. It's right there at 281 in Bitters, right across the highway from Hooters, and where it used to be a Luby's, that spot. But it is a really, really clean, crisp environment. The people are great. The dealers are great. The food is out of this world. You're going to have a good time. If you play cards, you need to be playing cards at SA Card House. Come on out on Sunday. Listen, anytime I'm not going to go with that on the tag team tournament, but in a regular tournament, which I play at least one or two a week, you knock me out of that tournament, you'll get your entry fee back. So if you pay $100 to get in the tournament, you knock me out, you're going to get your $100 back in your pocket. Then whatever you make is gravy. But I'll be out there on Sunday. If you want to play in that tag team tournament, get signed up. You can follow them at SA_Cardhouse, see what all the tournaments they got going on are, and I will see you on the tables.
South Texas, get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
At Round Table Pizza, our signature ingredients like made-from-scratch dough, our 3-cheese blend, and toppings all the way to the edge create your perfect pizza. Try our new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza, available for a limited time. You can enjoy a large for only $19.99 at participating locations. Plus, pair your pizza with our irresistible shareables. To find your nearest location or to order for pickup or delivery, head to roundtablepizza.com. That's roundtablepizza.com.
It is playoff time. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You know Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes during the playoffs. Be like me and 5 million other happy players winning money watching games with their Pick'em game, where you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. You can cook up fire entries for a shot to win real cash prizes all playoff long. You can even take football and basketball and mix them together. Underdog is the only Pick'em platform that puts the power to cash out in your hands. Now you can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. Underdog is the best place to play Pick'em. Download the app, sign up with my promo code STAR, and deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code STAR. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR. Sign up today.
Shop limited time deals during Lowe's Pro Savings Days. Get a free adjustable stand when you buy a DeWalt 12-inch miter saw. That's a $229 value. Valid 1/13 through 1/24 while supplies last.
This is Jason Minix from the Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Emotion. Talking about things that nobody cares. Burning. Wearing out things that nobody wears. I wish I had a scarf on my microphone.
Oh, yeah.
On my microphone stand.
Slowly turning into a 70-year-old woman.
That's right. A rock and roll song. Joshua says, I bet this Sunday ain't the first time AJ's been a tag team. Well, I was in the Army, so yeah, that's pretty standard behavior. Barracks behavior.
Oh, yeah. Where the hell did that come from?
I don't know.
Dude, woke up sour.
I don't know.
Right? Wow, hey, man. Tossing violence before 10.
All right, Bubba. Whatever you say,
We're only
man.
a couple of days away from Daddy King's Day, and you're throwing violence.
That's
like
right.
That.
No, not necessary, friend. But, yeah, you know.
Tag team.
Who hasn't? Who hasn't, you big softy? Well, let's do what we always do to wrap up the show and take a look at the Daily Lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the Daily Lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Vic likes my noise.
Yeah, I don't know. This sounds like I don't know what the
You know what it sounds like.
Yeah, I do.
The Daily Line's brought to you by SA Card House over 281 in Bitters, my favorite card house in all of San Antonio, where I'll be tag teaming on Sunday, as you know, with my buddy Roger. Be tag teaming it. Ooh, going in, and we're hoping to go deep in the tournament.
Please stop.
With a big stack.
Big
stack.
Hey, how does the dealer deal at the card house? Is it one hand, two hand slide? Are we doing official dealing?
Yeah, have
you been any place where they're dealing with one hand? I hate that. Or they throw it with their thumb.
Yeah,
I just feel like they're double dealing.
I don't like that either.
I like the.
Yeah, and it's weird. I mean, you play with one. There's only one deck at the table. They shuffle every hand. Like I'm so used to blackjack where it's like it goes in the machine.
Yeah. So it's one deck.
One deck. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
All right, Daily Lines. Let's look at the NFL numbers. Texans plus 8.5 at Kansas City. Total 41.5.
I'm not going to shy away. I like it. Go with the Texans.
I like the Texans. I like the under. Yeah. I think this is a grimy game. I think the Texans have to keep it grimy. I think the Chiefs are just grimy, so I think that's what it's going to be. Somebody had said the disrespect of the champs is wild. I mean, until further notice, I'm assuming that the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl because they just find a way to. But watching them all season, they are not as good as these other teams. They are vulnerable. But also, in this game in particular, I'll do it every single year. I will bet the underdog in the divisional round against the team that had a bye last week.
I think that's
and the Chiefs really had they haven't played a real game in forever.
Well, they didn't play 24 days.
24 days since Patrick Mahomes played
and Kelsey both. So yeah, they'll be rested at the very least, if
but
not rusted.
I think it's rust. So give me the Texans plus 8.5. Give me under 41.5. Commanders Lions. Commanders plus 8.5. The total in that one is 55.5.
See, I like the over here. This is the one over I do like.
That is a huge
It's a big number, but okay, let's just do the math. I think that Detroit's got what? 28 in them on a bad day?
Yeah.
And I think the Commanders on a bad day have 24. I do the math.
That's 52.
I'm getting close is what I'm saying. I'm getting close, so I think, well.
I think even more so, I don't trust either of these defenses. The Lions' defense has, quite frankly, been bad for the last month and a half and a lot of its injuries do, but they're just not playing well. Commanders' defense is playing better, but I generally think they're not very good.
Right.
I'd probably play an over, too.
I think I like the over here. I'd watch the weather. I'd watch the weather real close.
Well, no, it's in Detroit.
Oh, that's right. It's safe. Man, you take the over. It's fast track.
Yeah.
Detroit's healthy, offensively anyway.
I do like the Commanders plus 8.5, though.
Yeah.
I think they can hang around in that thing.
Wow, 2 underdogs so far. All right.
Yep. Might be a theme because I like the Rams plus 6 as well against the Eagles. They're at Philly. Total in that game's 43.5.
This is where they need to listen to you because I feel like it could. McVay and boys might be going home.
I think they probably are going home.
Well,
but
pretty early is what I'm saying. I think they're going to lose.
If this looks
handily.
anything like it did last week, though, if the Eagles show up and play that game again, they're in trouble because they played like garbage against Green Bay, and they got away with it because Green Bay just stunk. I think the Rams can hang around in this game. I like the plus 6. The Ravens at Bills, the game of the week. The odds are they're either pick 'em or they're Ravens -1. So it's essentially a coin flip game is what they're calling it. Total is 51.5.
Wow, that's a lot.
And you said you kind of like the under.
I do like the under for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, this is a tough game to call for me, but particularly because, like I said, I am emotionally invested in it. I really think there might be something to take a first half number on the Ravens, take a second half number on the Bills. So put in a bet at halftime and say, hey, Bills plus whatever, bring them back. I think that's probably the best way to attack it if you're into betting on sporting events. In the NBA this weekend, today.
Yeah, tonight. Late tip, by the way.
The Orlando Magic.
Oh, that's early tip.
That is a 6 o'clock tip.
It's early tip.
Celtics -14.5 hosting the Magic.
I wish I could see what have the Celtics done in their last 10. I'm gonna find this.
I bet they've been just kicking ass. It seems like
but we still don't have a Wagner available, right? No Wagners.
Magic have no bodies.
No Blancheros.
I think Paolo's back.
Paolo's back. Okay.
But it hadn't really made a difference who's in or out for the Magic. That's the thing. The Celtics, who are sitting at 28-12, are 6-4 in their last 10. Not as good as that. They just lost at Toronto. But you know what? You lose at Toronto, my assumption is they're going to come back and they're going to kick the Magic's ass.
No Wagner, no Suggs for Orlando.
When you lose to the Raptors.
Oh, man, I don't know how that
And
happens.
they lost by 13 points to the Raptors. But this is concerning. So their last 5 games, lost to the Thunder, blowout loss to the Thunder.
Best team in basketball right now. So
they won at the Nuggets, 118-106.
Nuggets
That's a good win.
Well, they just got roped by the Rockets, so the Nuggets are down.
Lost against Sacramento at home.
Sac's what,
114-97.
That's an embarrassing loss.
They beat the Pelicans at home, 120-119. Beat them by 1.
Was Zion playing? If it was, that's a good win. If he wasn't, you're beating the next one of the 3 worst teams in basketball. So I'm not sure what I take away from that.
Let's see. Zion did play.
So that's a good win.
He played 28 minutes.
A big win.
but they won by 1 at home. Well, it matters if you're laying 15 points.
Oh, we're talking spread.
Yeah. And then they just lost 110-90. So their last 3 are 2 blowout losses and a 1-point win over the Pelicans.
Kind of like Orlando here.
I think I do too. So the Celtics are not as sharp as I thought they'd been playing. Timberwolves are at the Knicks. Knicks minus 4.5.
Fish grease, baby. Ride it.
Yeah. Seems that way. Nuggets at the Heat.
That's 2 teams in such
disarray.
Oh,
Heat
man.
minus 1.5 at home.
What is at some point this weekend? Something's going to have to happen with Butler. He's coming back. The suspension's over. What are they going to do?
I don't know what they. I'm certain he doesn't want to go out there and play with no joy.
No, they're not going to. They're not going to let him in the building.
Raptors at the Bucks. Bucks minus 10.5. But like I said, Raptors coming off a big win. But the Raptors on the road are 1-18. They've won 1 game outside their building all year. The Raptors stink.
And they're not going to be within 13 today.
I don't think they are either. Jazz are at the Pelicans. This number, even though both these teams only have 10 wins, this number tells me Zion is expected to play. Pelicans minus 11.5. What? That's even with Zion, that's kind of crazy.
Well, the Jazz are with the Raptors looking at Cooper Flag. So with every
11.5.
Hey, I like it. With every Zion's got a point to prove. He alone will be it.
Hornets at the Bulls. Bulls minus 4.5. I've got an interesting angle here. Thunder are at the Mavericks. OKC's an 8.5-point road favorite. I kind of like the Mavericks, considering that the Thunder just had an all-in kind of game against the Cavs. Like that was a huge game for them. They were up for that game.
But then they had to play 3 quarters of basketball. They didn't even play 3 quarters. They're going to be thoroughly rested.
The Mavericks didn't have to play at all last night.
Let's see who's in tonight. No Hartenstein, no Holmgren, no Dunt, no Luka, no Kyrie.
Oh, God, it's so hard to bet on them like that.
Well, Kyrie's game time with a back, but I think with overwhelming odds like that, you might just punt the win.
Yeah. 8.5, geez.
Last time they met was just the day before. The Nuggets go down hard. I mean, they put them to bed by 2019. Man, I think the Nuggets are – I mean, the Mavericks are going to pack this one away.
Okay. Nets at the Lakers. Lakers minus 11.5. Good win for the Lakers 2 nights ago. Comeback win for the Lakers. And the 8:30 tip – on ESPN,
yeah,
mind you. Spurs host the Grizzlies minus 2.5.
I think that was the line the other day, too.
Well, I mean, the Grizzlies were
13 points
clearly better. Do you think there's value on the Grizzlies, or do you think the Spurs bounce back a little bit?
Spurs should beat them tonight.
I think if I'm betting the Spurs, you know what I'm doing from now on? I'm betting the Spurs in the first half because the Spurs aren't very good in late game situations. So, like, just take the first half number, tuck that away, and then I agree. And then whatever happens in the late game, because they're without Popovich, they're clearly kind of lost in late game situations. They don't have a closer on that team, and that's tough.
You just hit it on the head. You know, and we've been talking about Mitch and his coaching and learning on the job and these young kids. At the end of the day, the fix for the Spurs late game problems is go get a closer. Go get a dude who demands the ball, who's going to go out and get it done. Now, those guys lose games too, but it's nice to have someone. And we really don't have a dude. We have a couple of guys who'd like to be that, but really don't know what it means to be that. I think what we saw last night or night before last was Memphis came out with the intent, we're going to mug Wemby. We're going to beat him till they start calling fouls, and then we're going to bring in somebody else to beat him up. And it worked. It took him out offensively. Defensively, he played well, but the output wasn't there because he was fighting it. I think the Spurs saw what the plan is and will come with something that will kind of protect him a bit more. I don't see Memphis beating us twice at home. If they do, then we're going to have a discussion on Monday on where our coaching staff truly is.
There's some awesome basketball games on Saturday. So there's not lines out yet, but I'll give you what the projected numbers are based on KenPom. You can tell me if you got to feel one way or the other. Alabama's at Kentucky. Kentucky expected to be a 1-point home favorite against Alabama.
And they should be. Kentucky has the best shooter in college basketball right now. And when they're playing their defense and hitting shots, Alabama's a good team. They ran A&M out of the gym, but I think Kentucky's better.
Alabama coming off a loss.
Yeah, Alabama's a good team. Kentucky's a better team.
Purdue is at Oregon. Oregon projected to be a 1-point favorite. I got to give credit where it's due. Purdue is a lot better than I thought they were going to be. Purdue and Michigan State are kind of the two beacons of we are not doing transfer portal. We are recruiting our guys and growing our guys. They have stuck to that firmly. Like, they are not bringing in transfers, which I think is going to be very difficult in the long term. But right now, Matt Painter and Izzo are living by that, and it's kind of working for them. They've got grown men, you know.
And I think both of them do that out of a necessity because not a lot of NIL transfer types want to go play for Matt Painter. I mean, it's not a fun place to play. And you go to Michigan State, and Izzo's going to work your ass and make you work hard. Now, he'll turn you into a pro, but it's a hard place to transfer to and go play. So I get why they're doing it because it's really hard to go get those guys. But I will say, I think the point about Painter and the Purdue team, they were far more deeper than just Zach Edey. And those guards that came back can shoot. And they've got a couple of athletes right now that can run the court with the best of them. Are they a Final Four team? No, but they're a very good Big Ten team.
Their last 5 games, all Big Ten games, 11-point win, 36-point win, 18-point win, 18-point win, 20-point win. They are blowing teams out right now. I think there might be some value on Purdue. I know it sucks going on the road to Oregon. Those are going to be tough road trips, but
the roadies in basketball is a lot easier than football. You're used to being on a plane.
Arizona takes on Texas Tech, your old boys. God, Texas Tech let such a big win get away from them with that Iowa State game. They had them on the ropes, and they let them off the hook.
Although I think Iowa State could be a top 3 team.
They are really good, but that would have been a massive win for Tech. They were in control of that game. Iowa State hits a shot at the buzzer to send it to OT, and then they get that win. That's tough. But they get the chance to bounce back here. Texas Tech does, hosting Arizona. Texas Tech projected a 3-point favorite.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I'll just leave that there.
And then, man, this Mississippi State game is going to be awesome. Mississippi State going to probably be about a 3-point favorite. Great matchup between Mississippi State is like the under the radar, really good team no one talks about.
Good athletes, just a lot like the Spurs, not a closer.
And Chris Jan's hell of a coach.
Yeah.
All right, that'll do it for us. Daily Line's brought to you by SA Card House, 281 in Bitters. Blitz at 2. Speaking of 281, they'll be up at Round Table Pizza. Go out and see them. Tell them AJ said hi, and tell them AJ and Rob will kick their ass at Pickleball. We'll be back Monday.
You're listening